Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tabletop Bob. My name is Bob. I'll be your dungeon master for this first episode of Curse of Strahd, and probably all the rest, I would assume. But we've got Tim, Andrew, Stefano, and Michelle here once again after our long, it feels like forever ago, session 0, for the long-awaited episode 1 of this incredible campaign. I'm so excited. How are you all feeling?
Excited.
Stoked to be here.
I'm excited and scared.
You can be both. I can guarantee that you can be both. This is I feel like this is we announced this game so long ago. We announced it. I think it was in my summer midsummer announcement live thing I did. I forget what I don't even call these things anymore. What is it when the president makes a speech? What is it called?
Inauguration?
No.
State of the channel. It was State of the Channel.
Thank you.
State of the
Channel. Yeah, State of the
Let's
Union.
say
State of the
the
Channel.
channel.
Thank you. Inauguration. You made up for it though. In my State of the Channel, I talked about. I said, it was in like June or July. We are going to be doing Curse of Strahd, and I was so excited to do it because it's a game that I've played before. I'm pretty familiar with, and I know all of you have expressed interest in playing it. So I'm happy to run you through it. And this is going to be our first D&D campaign in a while. I've been doing some other games, like we have Shadow Dark's version of Tomb of Horrors that ends tomorrow. That's another thing here on the channel coming up. We got the finale to Tomb of Horrors going on Wednesday, and this campaign kicking off. So this is a big week for the channel. Really, just a tremendous week. It's rarely do you have that that anxiety, stress, sweat. I'm gonna have it twice this week.
Is this one time right now?
Yeah, the start of a new campaign, you got to make sure that everybody likes it. You want them to hit subscribe and the bell and stuff like that. There's gonna be a lot of new people here, Stefano, that haven't seen our channel before.
Oh man, now I'm getting the sweats.
Oh, you haven't been?
Well, sometimes,
Okay.
I don't know, I have nightmares regularly.
Oh, then this campaign is going to be perfect for you.
You're gonna love this.
I'm actually so excited about it. So let's talk a little bit about the game. And, like I said, welcome if this is the first time you're here. This is Tabletop Bob, my gaming channel where I play RPGs. We do live plays mostly. I do some DM guides, things like that. If this is your first time and you're here for Curse of Strahd, welcome home. I love horror. I love Curse of Strahd, and I love RPGs, especially D&D. I've been playing for a long time. We're not going to go into all of our backgrounds in gaming because we talked about that in session 0. I will link that somewhere at the top soon. After this stream is over, I'll put that link up there. But you should go back and check out session 0. Even if you watch this episode right now, you probably want to go back. I also have a secrets video because all of the characters here today, the characters that were made, have some sort of dark secret that they're hiding, or they're maybe not hiding as much as others, but they have a dark secret. So you want to check that video out. If you don't want to know the secrets and you want it to come out naturally, then stay here. You're good. But yeah, this is a gaming channel. We play weekly. We're going to be playing this game on Tuesdays for the foreseeable future. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on here on the channel, I got links to a lot of stuff in the description. I'm probably just going to say links in the description a bunch of times today. And now let's talk a little bit about, we got to get some thank yous out of the way. I got some people to shout out. First off, one of the Patreon members goes by the name of Charcone. His name is Steve. He plays in the Patreon game, actually. He's awesome. I think, Michelle, you met him when we played. You came on and made a guest appearance.
He's quite the character.
Oh, sorry, yes. Steve's awesome. I only let people I trust to play with the Patreon people, so that was why you were there, and none of the others.
Not me.
That's right. That's fair.
It's got to be people I trust. So mostly Michelle. Who else has played on the channel? Chris, Nate. Nate's been there. Yeah. But not you all. So
That's more than fair.
Sorry, guys.
But anyway, enough about the Patreon game. Steve from the Patreon game, though, sent me a whole bunch of stuff. He got these awesome alternative art images, maps, and stuff like that. He sent them all to me. It's very gracious of him. I appreciate it. And we might see some of these things throughout the game. So shout out to him. I do put links to things down in the description. Like I said, there's Printable Heroes tokens, which some of us are using Printable Heroes, but I do like to put their link down there because we use them for a lot of our streams. They're awesome tokens for VTTs as well as printouts. And then we also wanted to shout out a couple other things. We use Tabletop Audio, so that's an awesome service for DMs. They have a Patreon as well, just like all the other things I'm mentioning. There's patrons for them. You can go support everything down below in the description. Check out all the links for everything, even our introduction music, all that Kevin MacLeod music. It's all royalty-free music. It's great to use. I can't recommend anything in the description enough. So that now we got those thank yous out of the way. Let's talk about you all. Let's talk about you, and this might be people's first time seeing you, so we got to get to know you a little better. And this game, Curse of Strahd, came out in 2016. It came out a long time ago. It was not the first or one of the first adventures, but it was there. It was in the beginning. It was within the first 2 or 3 years of 5th edition's lifespan. And now we know 5th edition's coming to an end next year, so rest in peace. But we'll see. We'll see.
Maybe our last.
Maybe our last, who knows? But 5th edition's been around for a while, right? It's been around for almost 10 years, and this came out kind of towards the beginning. So you all waited and waited and waited to play this adventure. What's another show, or maybe you could, I would even consider a movie or something like that, something that you were like, you know what, I'll catch it around, sometime. I'll catch up at some point and watch it. That's what I want to know. Something you waited forever to do, forever to watch, and then all of a sudden you were like, wow, what was wrong with me? Why did I wait so long to do it? And for me, and I'll kick it off because I can't expect you to answer the questions without me at least giving an attempt as well. For me, it's always been The Sopranos. My wife and I are actually watching it right now for the first time. Oh, sorry. I'm watching it for the first time. It's like her favorite TV show. She's talked about it forever since we met. She was always like, that's my show. She watched it when it was like airing on TV when, back in the day. And I have had no interest. I'm not a big mafia type person, not my thing. And we started watching it and now we can't stop. So I don't know what was wrong with me, what I thought about it, what preconceived notions I had, but I was wrong. And I admit my sins. So I leave it to you all. What's something you've waited, other than Curse of Strahd, that you've waited to try for so long?
Well, I can go because I didn't watch Stranger Things until COVID when I was really bored, despite a million people telling me to watch Stranger Things. And I watched it and I really liked it. Well, season 1 anyway.
Did you watch any of the other seasons?
Yeah, I watched all the other seasons.
Oh, you watched them all. Okay. No spoilers, obviously, because that's a relatively recent show. It's still going on. But I loved the last season. Like, loved season 4, I think it was. The most recent one. I loved it.
Okay.
Loved it. And I can't wait for the new one. I think the new one comes out soon. Am I right? Am I crazy? I think it does.
Yes. I
There
don't
we
know.
go. Andrew's like, I just watched it. Give me some breathing room. There we go. What about you all?
I'll go next. So, as you may remember, if you know the tale before, I'm a Star Wars fan. And so, like, I remember when the Clone Wars, episode 2 came out, Attack the Clones. Like, that was a classic movie. And then before episode 3, they released, the Jendu Teratosky, Clone Wars. And then when I was, in the beginning of college, they released, the Cartoon Network Clone Wars. And I didn't watch that for a while. And then, now it's on, Disney Plus, and it was on Netflix for a while. And I started watching that. And I'm rewatching the whole thing now. It's so good. And then they, because it's been on 4 different networks now, between Cartoon Network had it, and then Netflix bought it, and they ran a couple seasons. And then when Disney bought it, they bought Dave Filoni back on. He ran the last season, recently. So I just finished rewatching all the Clone Wars, and it's been so good. It took me 10 years to do the whole thing.
I know the exact one
definitely.
you were talking about. That original, it was I forget how many minutes, but it was 5 minutes long or even less. It was those little Clone Wars snippets, right?
The short ones. Yeah.
Yeah, the short ones. Yeah. Those were so good. And you're right. The animated is probably one of the strong points in Star Wars, I believe.
I think it's I think liking the prequels is itself a hot take, but I think Clone Wars is peak Star Wars.
Interesting. That's a hot take. That's
It's an interesting take.
Yeah, hot take. I mean, for me, it's Empire Strikes Back. It's the greatest thing ever put to film. But what about you, Michelle?
I guess one show that I waited a long time to watch is not as adult as your guys' choices, but did you guys ever watch Malcolm in the Middle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't watch that until I was a full-grown adult I think I was like in my late 20s when I saw it for the first time. And like it's pretty phenomenal for like it was so ahead of its time. The writing is just brilliant. And I kind of love that I watched it for the first time as an adult
Hmm.
because I can see a lot of like really clever things that were written in specifically for the adult audience, even though it's like sold as a kid's show. So yeah, Malcolm in the Middle, amazing. So much content, like a classic 90s, like just slice of life show. But I watched through all of it and I'm watching it over again now because it's great.
I have a hard
Go
time
watch
seeing.
some Malcolm in the Middle.
I know he did this beforehand, but I have a hard time seeing Bryan Cranston in anything out of the role other than Breaking Bad. Like
Yeah, Walter White.
yeah, I cannot like now going back. He was even in like early episodes of Seinfeld, and I like every time I see him, I just cannot get Walter White out of my head. But he was great in all those things. He's a legend. So
Great
For
actor.
sure.
great actor, great actor.
I've heard some people saying, like, imagine that Hal is basically like what Walter White was before he became the angry chemistry teacher. It's
Oh,
like one continuous storyline, which makes it even more hilarious in my head.
that's actually pretty clever. Yeah, it could have been. It could have been his turn right there.
Yeah.
Stefano, what about you?
So funny what you mentioned. I'm gonna give two because I was gonna say Breaking Bad.
Oh, when did you watch it, or did you not
Well,
watch it?
I didn't watch it until after it ended.
Okay,
So
that's
I
fair.
binged it from season one, and I think it ended like, I don't know, 2013, 2014 or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
And people just kept talking about it after it ended. So I was like, well, I guess I should watch this. And I binged the whole thing probably in like a couple of weeks.
It's hard to argue. It's not like one of the greatest shows ever made. So
Yeah.
I told you I'm getting into The Sopranos, and my brother actually just watched it too, and he was like, "It's one of the greatest shows ever made. It's on every list. You see lists made. I love lists. I'm a big list guy, and there's lists everywhere, and it's like number one." My wife's
Actually,
in the basement right now. She could probably hear me talk about The Sopranos over here. She's like, "Yeah, I hear you."
uh,
Anyway,
actually, the other one I'm going to mention, I haven't seen, and I really need to see this because people keep telling me about it. And that's Firefly.
Oh, you've got to see that. So
I know.
good.
I
It's
still
so
haven't
good.
seen it.
And the
And
movie.
people have been
You've seen the
asking me
movie?
people have been asking me to watch Firefly for probably 15 years.
Mm.
And I still
You
haven't
would
seen
love
yet.
it, man. Like
Yeah.
you would love that show.
I'm sure I would.
He's like, "But
Yeah.
I'll never watch it."
I will. I will. So that's one that I still haven't seen that I gotta watch.
The movie's better than the show, in
Well,
my opinion.
I thought the movie like expands on the end of the show.
It does. It's actually great. You wouldn't
Yeah.
watch. I wouldn't watch it without watching the show.
Mhm.
I wouldn't watch it. But you know what? I would recommend you taking a look at the chat. Everybody, we got a couple super chats here. Thank you to Greyhawk Exile and Wayne. Always appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Keeping this channel going here. Appreciate all the support. Let's do it. Let's do it. Wayne says no TPK yet. Let's bring out an ooze. I think we got to get this started.
Wait, don't even say it. I don't want to hear it yet.
Wayne, why?
Don't put that Ricky Bobby, you are not paralyzed. Don't put that on me.
Wayne he loves the TPKs. He loves the player deaths. Character deaths. Jeez, player deaths is a little different. He loves it. So we'll do our best, Wayne. We'll do what we can here. All right. But first, we've got to get some music going on. Okay. So I know I said this to you all off stream, but we should talk a little bit about it. Our characters. I know that we didn't introduce anybody, and that was on purpose. Okay. Normally at the beginning of every show, you've seen it before. If you've watched us, you've seen us go around and we say, "Hi, I'm so and so, and I'm playing this person today." We're not doing that right now because we're going to describe it all in game, and we're ready to dive in. Are you all ready to dive in?
I'm dying.
Oh, yes.
Okay, excellent. So I've got some music up. I don't know if you can hear it. I always ask the chat, give me a heads up on the levels if you can hear it or not, if it's too loud. It's different for you all, the players, compared to them, but it's a nice, subtle, easygoing, peaceful,
It's
kind of
very
flow.
peaceful.
Very
Mhm.
peaceful.
Oh, I like Barovia.
Makes me nervous.
Well, here's what happens, everybody. First off, we're going to go into a little bit of a character analysis. Canas. Or
Yes.
should I say Stefano? Stefano. I'll say Stefano for now. Stefano,
Okay. Hi.
you're playing Canas.
Yes, I am.
And Canas is from a beautiful, peaceful village. What's the name of your village?
The name of the village is Tellius.
Yes, you're strolling through Tellius, the idyllic streets of this quaint, small town. You've lived here for many years. You've been a carpenter. And as you descend the ladder from the upper framing of this like 2-story house you've been working on, you admire the structure that you've erected. You can hear laughter, camaraderie filling the air of your town as the townsfolk go by, go about their daily lives. You look about and you see everything here. It's a harmonious, a tapestry of existence. It's beautiful.
I take it all in as if I'm seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, how does it make you feel? How do you feel about Tellius? Tell us about it. Tell us about it, please.
I love Tellius. Tellius is just this beautiful, idyllic village that I have built from the ground up, helping out all of my neighbors and friends. We all know each other in the village of Tellius. Beautiful fields, green, nice fencing. Everyone's got a dog. Couple cats, but they keep getting run away by the dogs.
Oh.
It's so funny.
No
No,
cat
it's okay.
people.
The cats and dogs are friends there. But yeah, we all know each other and we all love each other. And I'm pretty well respected in the village, fixing a lot of problems. You know,
You're the
leaking
fixer.
roofs. I got it.
Well, it's beautiful. And it is a perfect day. The sun shining bright in the sky. You look overhead and you see not a cloud in sight. However, you start to pack up your gear. You pack up your carpenter's tools. And you're about to call the day done. You start to walk through the town streets and you hear something. Is it perhaps someone calling to you? A shout? Hard to tell. You look off to the outskirts of town. Then you realize the sky is changing. There were no clouds just a moment ago. But now, the once clear heavens, they darken. And the clouds hang ominously above.
I look around to see if everybody is retreating inside or what they're doing.
No, nobody's really doing anything different. Everybody's going about their business like normal, almost unaware of the sky's sudden shift.
I kind of shout out to the nearest person.
Yeah,
Looks
you
like
see-
we've had a change for the worse of the weather. Perhaps we should all head inside.
You look and that maybe townsfolk, the farmer, whoever it might be that you were talking to, someone you're probably familiar with, it looks up at you and you can see eyes, red, skin beginning to decay. Without warning, that tranquility that I described before shatters. You can hear the moans of undead pierce through the air. You watch in horror as the once peaceful town transforms into a chaotic battleground. The creature that was now before you, the once townsfolk farmer, turns on you, clawing at you, opening his mouth wide, trying to take a chunk of your flesh. What do you do?
Dawson, what are you doing?
He doesn't respond other than the blood-curdling moan that he emits.
I kick him off,
You kick him off.
I start-
Yeah, go ahead.
and I start running towards my home.
Excellent. You start to run towards your home, and it's pretty clear that the town now has erupted in this chaos. So you start to run, and everywhere around you is death. You can see townsfolk who are being eaten alive, screaming, their rotting flesh, vacant eyes of this relentless horde starting to pour through the town. The sky overhead is completely dark. Clouds have covered everything. The sun is blotted out. Buildings begin to crumble. You're thrust into a desperate struggle against the encroaching darkness. Your surroundings blur as this visceral nightmare of carnage and fear reaches its climax. You fight valiantly, but each effort seems futile against the relentless advance of the undead. You're surrounded, and with a gasp, you awaken. The vivid imagery of a once beloved town is overrun with dead, etched into your mind. You're awake. You're in your bed, sweat pouring all over your body. What do you do?
I'm in my own home.
No, you're not in your own home.
Oh,
You realize where you've been this whole time. You're actually in the town of Daggerford. Let me just switch up this here. So Daggerford. You came to Daggerford for a variety of reasons, but no time for that. You look around, you see your familiar. Can you describe your familiar to the group?
sure. My familiar is a sprite, a just winged sprite, female. Let's say pink hair, small, kind of flits around like my head. I don't know what else you need to describe a sprite with.
I love it. No, this little and the name?
The name is Yune.
Yune. Yes, exactly. Yune. So Yune comes and flutters over to you. Is everything all right?
Okay. Another nightmare.
I heard you screaming again.
Yes, just dreaming of the past.
Oh, wait, I think you overslept. You're going to be late.
Oh, goodness. Ugh, why didn't you wake me up earlier?
I didn't think. I thought you should sleep. I didn't realize well, I overslept as well.
Well, let's go, Yune.
Okay, let's go. And you pick up. You are in the town of Daggerford. You get out of your. You're in a tavern or an inn, I should say. Inn. Yes, you're in an inn. You're in an inn. You're in an inn called the Giddy Griffin. It's a tavern in Daggerford. Daggerford is one of the Sword Coast cities. It's a moderate-sized city. It's not as nowhere near the size of like a Waterdeep or a Baldur's Gate, but it's a bustling place. You've been up many nights this week, very late, studying. Studying seems to be your new passion, your new hobby. It's what you do all the time. You can see all the books on the table that you've taken from various libraries throughout the Sword Coast, even the famed Candlekeep. And you get up, you get dressed, you put on your clothes, you look outside. The sun is high in the sky. It must be about noon at this point. And so you realize, wow, you are going to be late if you don't rush at this point. Your goal was to meet someone. You were meeting you actually don't know the name of this individual. For purposes of identity, they didn't want to disclose their name, but you're meeting someone from the Lord's Alliance. If you're unfamiliar, the Lord's Alliance, and this is for everybody, it's not just you. The Lord's Alliance is basically a guild of leaders, nobles, wealthy individuals from mostly Waterdeep, but it can be anywhere really in the Sword Coast. And they try to, well, from what your research and what your allies and confidants have told you, that they try to make plays in the world. They like to affect change for the better, hopefully. And like many other groups that do this, they have strict ways of doing things. You're supposed to be meeting with one of their representatives here in the city of Daggerford. So, are you going to go straight to the meeting location?
Yes, especially because I'm late.
Yeah. You'll be meeting at a place called the Blazing Sun Tavern. There's a private room in the back that you're going to be at, and that's where you're going to meet. So you head out?
Yeah, I do.
Yune will come with you as well, flying and fluttering. Can you describe Yune's personality a bit? Would you say, like most sprites, very happy-go-lucky, optimistic?
Let's say yes, for sure. Pretty happy-go-lucky, and bright and optimistic, which is probably a contour to my own personality.
Fair enough. So you head out into the streets.
But very, very friendly. Canas feels kinship with Yune, for sure.
Of course, yeah, and you've known each other for quite some time at this point.
Yes.
So, You enter into the Blazing Sun Tavern. You see there's people there. It's, like I said, midday. Maybe there's people eating lunch. There's people playing cards and other games, some games of dice and chance. But you look around and you see the back room. You even see someone waving flag you down. This person's wearing noble's clothes, mostly bright blues and purples, and they have a large brown beard. They call you in.
What do I know about the Lord's Alliance other than them affecting change? Do I think that they have some shady operations? Are they trustworthy people?
So the Lord's Alliance is a coalition of political powers. So it's kind of like the who's who. You have to be a part of it to be a part of it. Almost like they wouldn't let anybody be a part of the Lord's Alliance. However, the way you get in and get good with these people is by gaining these recommendations, and by doing things for the Lord's Alliance, you would gain your recommendations.
Okay.
The Lord's Alliance, it's the head of the coalition is in Waterdeep, naturally. And of course, like I said, they have a particular way of doing things. You enter in, and the man, like I said, is kind of like big brown beard, purple and blue clothes, showing his wealth. Sits down with you. You're in private, but there are guards standing outside of the door, allowing you to talk, openly in this closed room. And he says, Canas, I am sure that you are looking to make sure that I am who I say I am. May I introduce myself?
Please do.
My name is Jormund. I am one of the nobles from Waterdeep. I believe that our familiar friend, not this familiar, he points to your fairy. He says, our connection has briefed you on exactly what we're doing here.
I certainly hope so. Do you have information?
And he's going to recant what you already know. There are werewolves here in Daggerford. It's strange. There's never been a history of this here. But the hamlets east of Daggerford, and even the city proper, have been attacked, assaulted, on nights with a full moon. Cloaked in the crawling mists that seem to follow them wherever they go, these beasts are spreading death and mayhem, slaughtering adults and stealing children before retreating back into the misty forest. It's actually a real place. I didn't make that up. It's in the Forgotten Realms. It's called the Misty Forest, and I was like, they're not going to believe that.
Isn't the Misty Forest from that other campaign?
What other campaign? I actually have no idea.
That's not what I say out loud. So those things, they must be destroyed.
Yes. Well, of course, you know that we're at the Lord's Alliance. We don't deal in brute force. Obviously, your research, from what we have heard from our contact, is that your understanding of perhaps the nature of shadows is greater than most, wouldn't you say?
I might say that.
Our diviners have come to the conclusion that these werewolves must travel in some sort of interplanar way. There's no explanation for it. They believe that there is an ancient portal located somewhere in that misty forest. It must be the way that they travel.
I must find that portal.
Yes. Now, as I said, we're hiring you to do a job. Recommendation will come if you accomplish this job. We want you to find the location, but we still have a few more days before any of our Lord's Alliance members arrive and have a proper meeting on this. I don't want you to do anything rash. Are we clear?
I understand. Yes, of course, I understand. I will get the job done as you ask.
All right, good. And as your contact told you, this is a complete vow of secrecy. No one can know what we are doing here.
My lips are sealed.
Excellent. Oh, and you may need this. And he takes out a dagger. He places it on the table.
I take it. I inspect it.
You unsheath the dagger, and you can see it is made of pure silver. This may come in handy on the roads.
I appreciate the gifts.
Don't think of it as a gift. Think of it as equipment. We want you coming back.
Of course.
He also says, though I do hope that you're able to discover this ancient portal without too much trouble. We are still many weeks away from the next full moon.
Patience was never my strong suit, but I have been waiting a long time.
I'll be here at the Blazing Sun. You have any questions? Make any discoveries? Come back here.
Thank you, Jormund.
Of course. Thank you. And the scene will close out here with you getting ready to go. Perhaps you'll leave as soon as possible to the Misty Woods. Misty Forest. All right. Tim.
Yes, sir.
Or should I say Laurent.
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 I'm going to get it. I'm going to get
Sorry,
this.
is Zen say quad to it, you know?
There is. I don't know. I don't know how to say that, though. I don't know what you would say.
Laurent. Yeah, I would say Laurent.
Laurent. Laurent, you find yourself situated in the lively tavern known as the Blazing Sun. It's a small tavern in Daggerford. Have you ever heard of it?
I have now, because I'm there, and I'm enjoying myself thoroughly.
Yeah, except it's nighttime here. This is one of the best nights you've had, Laurent. You are surrounded by the thick scent of ale, the hum of conversation, and the warmth of this hearth. You can see situated amongst the flames, the flickering flames from these sun-shaped sconces clad in colorful garments that catch the light. There are tables filled of gamblers, and you're doing particularly well. Around your table, you can see a motley crew of degenerates, card sharks, but you're the dealer. And you're shuffling with this rhythmic precision that it's a skill you feel since you've been a little child. The tavern's patrons all look on, captivated by your card handling skills as the game unfolds. You can see there are ebbs and flow of the game, but for the most part, you're winning. There are moments of tension to bursts of laughter. The cards keep moving. And you begin to weave tales and jokes between hands. And the atmosphere is light and fun. Would you use magic to enhance your play?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
definitely.
the one spell that I noticed on your sheet is probably guidance that might do that,
Yeah.
increasing a skill check. So I assume since you're a bard, how would this happen? How would you be casting it amongst the table of gamblers?
Probably verbally, but it'd have to be like very subtle, right?
Yeah, it would
So-
have to. Yeah, it would have to be subtle. Yeah. Would you like to give me a stealth check to see if you can do that?
I would. Nothing would make me happier. Let's see. First roll. Oh boy! All right, it's a solid. That show up in
I don't have roll 20 up, so you can just call it out.
12. It did show up in roll 20. We're okay. 12.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay. And just for everybody to know, because I get a couple questions here in the chat here, we are level 3. We are doing this a little different than probably what the book would do, and that's okay, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do, okay? But yeah, we have a level 3 group here, and we'll post links to all of their character sheets afterwards. But so what'd you get for that stealth check? I missed it.
I was at 12 on stealth.
12 on stealth. Yeah, so as you're weaving your tales and telling jokes, you're using that as ways to use subtle sleight of hand and do those somatic and verbal components. You weave it in there, and it's going to add to your finesse. And you're able to do that, to deal well, to give yourself the cards that you need, and you take in quite a score here. You look around, and you could see a man leaving the tavern. A man dressed all in purple and blues. You've seen him come in and out all throughout the day. He's had visitors all throughout the day. One in particular you probably saw had a fairy with him, a pixie. That was entertaining. Just shows you how long you've been playing cards. You started early this afternoon, and now it's the middle of the evening here, getting a little later into the night. Everyone's having a great time. Music is going, ale is flowing, but then the door bursts open. Outside the tavern, you notice that when the door opens, you can see fog lying over the town this evening. The cobbled pavement glistens as it looks like some dampness has coated it. There are streets. Again, you see the slick stone out there, kind of shining off the light from the blazing sun, and a man gets into the doorway. He strides through, his heavy booted footfalls, and the jingle of coins shatter the silence. His brightly colored clothes are draped in loose folds about him, and his hat hangs askew. Hiding his eyes in the shadows, without hesitation, he walks up to your table, and he stands proudly in a wide stance with folded arms. In an accented voice, he says, "I have been sent to deliver you a message. If you be creatures of honor, you will come to my master's aid at first light. It is not advisable to travel the Svalich woods at night." He pulls from his tunic a sealed letter. It's addressed to everyone at the table except you. When he drops the letter on the table, he looks up at you and gives you a quick wink and a wry smile. And he says, "Take the west road from here, some 5 hours' march down the Svalich woods. You'll find my master." Amid the stairs, you can see the man stride to the bar, and he says to the barkeep, who's a bit wary right now, "Fill the glasses, one and all. Their throats are obviously parched." He drops a purse heavy with gold on the bar, and with that, he leaves. The babble of the tavern voices resumes, and although it's a little bit subdued, there's a letter lying before you and your table. The seal is a shape and a crest you don't recognize. I'm actually going to switch this over to our Roll20 screen for the first time. Here we go. So I do have the characters here. You can see on the bottom right, that is our token from Printable Heroes for Stefano. Top left is Laurent. And Laurent, I have a little handout for you. It's coming your way.
Yeah.
There it is. Let me.
Oh, that is an interesting sigil.
Yeah, it's an interesting sigil.
What is this?
There you go. Look at that. Beautiful, actually.
It was a griffin. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of avian creature, a bird of some sorts, kind of spreading its wings at a side glance, and you can see some sort of castle up in the icon above its head. It's all coated in like a blood red wax. All the men at the table look at it, and they see that their names, all 5 of them, are on this letter. They look at each other and they're like, I don't want to touch it.
I will gesture broadly to the table and say, well, gentlemen, you're clearly all men of honor, right? It's kind of a joke because we are clearly not men of honor.
They all laugh.
And I'll say, which one of you is willing to gamble your name on this letter? I think I would like to take it off you.
One guy's like, I don't even want this. He's like, the woods are called the Misty Woods. Or Forest. Yeah, Forest. That's what it is. 2 of them are like, I'm out. They take their coins. They head to the bar for the free drinks that the man had promised. The other 3 will sit in. They'll say, yeah, sure, let's play for it. Next round wins it.
Next round wins it.
Go ahead, give me a check here.
What kind of check would you like? Sleight of hand, stealth again?
Yeah, sleight of hand I think is probably the best, or it's up to you. It depends on how you are trying to win the game against them, and you can use your guidance as well.
I mean, in my with my background as a entertainer, I do have a deck of weighted cards. Can I use that with sleight of hand?
I'd probably
Mark
say you
card?
get advantage with that then, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna try and use that, and I'll roll my sleight of hand here.
Go for it.
Give me a 17 with advantage.
Okay, so yeah, you easily replace the deck, no problem. You can get that deck going and shuffle it again with the precision and the finesse, and you deal out the cards. You know that you've got a winning hand here. The men all, some fold, some call, but ultimately, when the cards are revealed, you win. You notice, though, the card that you won with, the symbol on it is the hangman. You can see a gallows in the background in the picture. But it's the last card you play down before claiming your pot. You take the letter, you take the coin. We'll say in total you've gained 50 GP from this encounter.
Nice.
Pretty solid, solid pot here. What do you do now that you have this letter in your possession that does not have your name on it?
That's all right. I think when the hangman card goes down, I win.
Coming in a little unclear here.
When the hangman goes down.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes, much better.
When the hangman goes down, I'll pause for a second and I take note of that because it's besides just dealing cards and gambling, I dabble a bit in fortune telling, and that is not a good omen. But I will, all the same, a win is a win, and it's my own deck. So I'll take my cards. I'll take my newly won scroll and my 50 GP, and I think I'll. Does it seem safe enough to open up in the bar without I'm not? I mean, I don't know. I've got no reason to fear prying eyes. I'll open it up right there. Why not?
Yeah, who cares? It wasn't even addressed to you.
Yeah, it's not my letter.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, you can open it up. Yeah. I'm going to pass you the letter.
Oh boy.
If you want to read it, because you probably can't read the script, it's below. If you scroll down, it's below.
Okay. Is it below?
Yes. Oh, no, it's only visible to the GM. So
I can read the script. We're okay.
I'm going to send it to you in the chat.
Thank you so much. Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly servant of Barovia, send honor to thee. We plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Irina Kolyana, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have saved her from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee and thy fellows, if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for a time is at hand. All that I have shall be thine. Kolyan Indrovich, Burgomaster. And at the promise of seemingly a lot of wealth for what could be minimal effort, my interest is piqued.
Yeah, and as you read that word one more time, Barovia, sends shivers down your spine. It's the one word that stuck out to you most.
Yes, it seems to vaguely ring a bell, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
All right, so you cover up the letter, you fold it back up, and take it with you?
Yeah, absolutely. No one else needs that letter. I want it. It's mine fair and square.
Okay. The man said to march about 5 hours southeast of here, to the Svalich Road, which you've never heard of.
Have I not heard of it because I'm newish to the area, or not heard of it because it's just a very obscure road, do you think?
I don't know. Do you call Daggerford your home?
No, I'm from Neversummer. Neverwinter.
Never summer.
I'm
from Neverwinter. Yeah, so you're just on your travels, and you happen to stop here. So it's anybody's guess. You never heard of it, though.
Noted. Okay, well, it's not late in the evening, you said, right?
It's getting up there. It's probably somewhere around 9 p.m. or so.
Oh yeah, definitely don't think I would travel tonight if I can help it, but certainly in the rumors of werewolves and all that. But I would post there for the night and then definitely make my way there as soon as possible.
Might be best to travel in the daytime. Yeah.
That seems like the right choice.
Fair enough. Okay, we go to Dione or Michelle. Dione, Michelle.
Here I am.
Michoni.
I'll take it.
Michelle, your story starts out a little different. Dione's story starts a little different. Guided by your new ally, Davra Jasur, you can see you're navigating the inky blackness of this mist. It's this like dense fog has just picked up. You look up and you can see the moon obscured by thick clouds. It offers no aid to Jasur. However, your elite dark vision, a gift of your Dwergar heritage, allows you to discern the eerie landscapes probably better than her. Davra, a silhouette into the mist, she carries that torch steady in hand. She's got it up. She's trying to see as best she can, but it's not the light it's the mist that's obscuring her. She's trying to cast this light into the shadows, but no use. Trailing behind her is her husband, Yarrick. He calls out to you both. You know, walking fast doesn't mean we're going to bag a werewolf tonight. Wait up! What do you say?
I say, Davra, your husband is pathetic. Also, your light is pathetic. You should let me lead.
And you are pretty much. I mean, like I said, she's going slow about it. But even with your dark vision, it's hard for you to see through the mist. But I mean, your dark vision goes to like 120 feet, and the mist is probably obscuring to like maybe 60 or so. So it's a combination of she can't see the light, you fare better. So you're in the front. You're in the like lead position. She says, "I know can't see my own hand in front of my face out here." She says, "Catch up, you." She says, "I do want to thank you one more time, Dione, agreeing to help us find and capture one of these wretched beasts. Just know, the Zentarum will be pleased with your help. Perhaps affiliation will be on the table, if they so choose."
Perhaps. I care most about my gold.
She's like, "I don't know if you said God or gold. I'm going to assume both."
My payment. I don't understand why it is so difficult to
Listen, for me, God is gold. So it's the
I
same.
do not care about these frivolous things. Just give me my gold.
Then that's what she'll have. And she looks back and sees her husband finally caught up, and she's like, "Is she talking about God or gold?" And he's like, I wasn't here. Either way, thank you. We appreciate it, because we know that if we can bag one of these werewolves, the Zentarum will be very happy. This will give them a lot of power in the region. When these werewolves go away, whatever drives them out, we'll have one. We'll be able to use it like a weapon. Capturing these beasts is going to be key to the Shadow Network.
And what of the beast? You will allow it to suffer? It is no problem to you?
I mean, I won't be taking care of it, she says. And her husband chimes in. Yarrick goes, "Yeah, of course. Once we give it to the upper heads at the Zentarum, they'll figure out how to manage it. I mean, it's only once a full moon, right? I mean, we don't have to worry about it too much."
Manage it. I shake my head in disgust and I keep trudging forward, leading them to wherever we're going.
Well, we're new at this. You're the expert, the werewolf hunter, so it's fine. You if you say something, I'm sure they'll listen.
Then we walk in silence for a moment and I say, "You know, all beings have a heart. You must respect the soul of the creature, even if it is different from you."
Yarrick's like, yeah, I understand. Let's keep moving. We're losing ground here. We should have been much further. She's like, can you tell? It's so misty. I can't see a thing. And then all of a sudden, Yarrick trips. He falls, and water splashes. There's like puddles all over the road here. He's like, I think I found something. And you can see, looking up from above now, just kind of like if the camera were panned up, you would see down below all of your surrounding a massive footprint. One that absolutely like dwarfs any of, no pun intended, dwarfs any of your footprints. A massive paw print on the ground. Many of them, actually. But he tripped over one of the big ones that must have hit one of the ruts and made a big puddle here when it collected rain.
When I look at the paw print, is it immediately apparent that it's a werewolf? Or do I like recognize what kind of creature left the print?
Give me a survival check, and I'm going to give you advantage on this.
Ooh.
I don't have
Okay.
roll 20 up, so just call it out
Oh, okay.
for the viewers.
See. Okay, I got an 18 followed by a 5. So we're going with the 18.
Not the 5? You don't want the 5? Okay.
I mean,
All right. We'll take the 18. It's fine. Yeah, this is a werewolf paw print, for sure. For sure.
okay. So I turn to them and I say, you know, I cannot be sure what this is. I think we should pursue and see what we find.
First time you see Yarrick and Davra, they look to each other and they don't look so confident anymore. They look a little hesitant, but they say, "Okay, let's move on then." Perfect. And you continue on down this road, and the mist is getting thicker and thicker as the night goes on.
Can I see if I can perhaps hear or smell any sign of kind of wolfishness? Any scent of wet dog or something in the air?
Sure, give me a perception check. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got a nat 20 on that one.
Okay, well then there you go. Oh yeah, I see it in the chat. Yeah.
Cheers for the first nat 20 of the campaign.
First nat 20.
Hey.
You got it.
Now we got it out of the way. I can't wait for the first nat 1. That's what I'm excited about.
Thanks for jinxing it.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you get the sense whether it does smell a little bit like werewolves. I mean, you're familiar with the smell of the wet dog, so you're like, yeah, they're close by. You feel it, and you continue on down the road.
Okay, cool. I think I will try to lead them, yeah, I guess kind of near to the werewolves, but not like immediately like where they are.
Yeah,
Perhaps
you're
like a few meters away.
yeah. Well, you're not that close, but you're on the trail with them. You're not like within combat range or anything like that. You know that, but you've sensed that they are here. We go to Andrew, or should I say, what's your name again?
Rufus.
Rufus Gwaindire. I love Rufus.
Yeah.
Love that name. Love it.
Exquisite music.
It's perfect music for this because you're about to have a wonderful dining experience. You find yourself in the house of Duchess Morwen of Daggerford. She's having a dinner party, and you are on the guest list.
How splendid.
There are no strangers to Daggerford that don't know of the Duchess Morwen. If you've ever helped the town of Daggerford, then the Duchess feels like she has owed you at least one dinner. And you have some mutual friends, and you're there. They suggested that you go, and no doubt, because her friends have helped the town before, you get a first-class ticket. A cool breeze blows through the streets as you make your way to her home. When you enter, you're greeted by a butler. All the guests are here in their formal attire, formal wear, something you're probably familiar with coming from noble birth. You dine on hot, spicy soup and tenderly cooked pheasant. Doesn't that sound great, Andrew?
It does.
And you could tell the Duchess, she pulled no stops. There's full 7 courses. Meal after meal keeps coming out. However, every time you glance up at the Duchess, you can see that something is out of sorts. You know, you've only met her on occasion. You've only introduced yourself before. But now you're here in her company. And you can see that she is off. After the dinner, when you're all socializing, you come up to her. Oh, Sir Gwaindire. I'm so glad that you were able to come. We do have business to discuss. Would you prefer that we step into the other room?
Oh, certainly, Duchess.
You know, I'm used to discussing more matters with your brother.
Ah. Rupert, yes, my twin.
Yes, Rupert. What a kind soul he is. Fair and just, is he not?
He is. Just as a clean wind.
And can you describe your character, Andrew? Because I think your character's look is very unique. And Michelle, I'll come back to you because I got to have you describe your character soon because you have a unique look as well.
Well, I'm tall, strong, manly, with striking red hair.
Yes, that red hair is like fire on your head. And, of course, the lady says to you, she says, this one thing the Gwaindires always do is they are reliable. And that's why I've called you in. In fact, it was not just our mutual contacts, but your brother, who suggested perhaps that you help me with a problem.
Ah, excellent. Yes.
I hate to discuss this after dinner, but I'm at my wit's end. With all the talk about werewolves in the town and things like that, that's one thing. But I'm upset about this wayward travelers. They've camped outside of the town walls. They seemed harmless at first, but I've received reports they've begun harassing townsfolk and any other visitors that come and go. They demand money, they demand wine. Outrageous, aren't they?
They're a band of common ruffians.
But not common as I thought. They've been threatening to put hexes on people who don't pay up. We can't have that here. Daggerford is a safe haven for all travelers. Don't you agree?
I certainly agree. This is shocking. Free passage must be assured.
I wish that I could take care of this myself. In fact, I sent several guards to scare them away days ago, but they couldn't get the job done. When the guards returned, they actually spoke sympathetically about this group. Can you believe it? These ruffians?
Oh, aye, sure. Would you like me to go and speak to these ruffians?
That's what I
Rally
was
your
hoping.
guards?
Yes, that's what I was hoping. I was hoping that you perhaps could speak to them. You have that authority of noble birth.
Yes, I am. Men do find me inspiring.
Or were my husband still alive, I would have sent him, but alas.
Yes, I was sorry to hear of your husband.
I don't want armed conflict. I feel like if I were to send a garrison, this would be much too much. I want you to go there and persuade them to leave. If they don't leave before dawn, though, I don't know what else I'll do.
But why is there such a time frame for this?
I just want them gone. Not another day in my society.
Well, it might be dangerous for them to travel at night. Perhaps we should dismiss them in the morning when they're tired and lethargic.
If that's the way you feel. But not past midday.
No, you have my word. At the first light.
She looks you up and down, and she says, good. Just like all the Gwaindires, dependable, reliable.
Reliable. The finest pedigree, indeed.
Excellent. The evening grows dark, and you could see people gathering by this the hearth, the fire in this place. I actually have some artwork to show you here. Let me switch it up here. Let's show you some art, and I'll switch over to our roll 20 here. There you go. This is from, I was telling you, Steve, the Patreon. Steve sent this. This is cool art
nice.
for the Duchess's house. Look at that. Doesn't that look appetizing? I'd want to go there.
It's very refined.
You had me at pheasant.
Yes. That's all it takes. Just a small little bird. And Stefano's there.
Oh yeah.
So the night goes on. You see the people gathering on the fire. A few of them sing, they dance, and they move on with the merriment of the night. And everyone leaves. You step outside, and it's cold out. You're headed back to wherever you're staying. Are you staying at the Blazing Sun as well?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Because you're staring at the blazing sun. You see someone who's leaving the blazing sun. Fits the description that she gave you. He's wearing bright, colorful clothing. He seems to have that sort of wayward traveler look. He seems to be dressed in fine clothing, and when he sees you, he looks you up and down, and then quickly turns and hurries towards the other direction.
Oh, I'll follow him.
How do you approach? Do you just try to keep his speed and walk behind him?
Yes.
Okay. He'll make a turn down an alleyway. You follow?
Yeah.
He makes a left instead of a right now. Continue?
Yes.
He sees you, he looks back every so often, and then he begins to hustle, fast walk, almost a light jog. What do you do?
I'll call him.
What do you say?
Hey, Johnny, wait.
He turns around confused at the name Johnny. He goes, I don't know a Johnny, and I think you've got the wrong person, as he tries to keep about maybe 10 meters or so between you.
I'll say, where are you going in such a hurry at such a late hour?
None of your business, that's where.
Well, I've just been supping with the Duchess, and she told me there was a band of ruffians, fitting your description, scaring the townsfolk. Asking for protection money from
Are you profiling
ill
me?
spells.
Are you profiling me?
Profile, I'm not familiar with that term.
He says,
I know you're a commoner.
he says, sup this, and he bolts into a sprint towards the outskirts of town.
I'll follow him.
All right, this continues on and on and on. You're following him. We're going to go back to Stefano for a sec. Stefano, it's the next day. You head out of the blazing sun as well. And what are you doing? You're heading out on your road trip with Yune?
Well, I believe I'm heading towards that forest.
Yeah, exactly. The road trip. Yeah, you're headed on to find your portal.
Mm-hmm.
Let me switch up the music here. Describe your character as well. I think I didn't give you a chance to give a physical description. And then we'll go back to Tim and Michelle. We'll get to your physical descriptions.
Sure. So, the man you may have seen in the flashback that you so beautifully wove.
I got your flashback music here.
You know, he had a bit of a lumberjack look. He's wearing like bright clothing, brown hair, trimmed, groomed, all that stuff.
I like this music for you.
But the man you see now, hair is much longer, scraggly. It's started to gray. You could see streaks of gray running through it. Unkempt beard and sunken silvery eyes. Wearing a dark cloak, some studded armor. About average height, maybe like 5'8", 5'9". So seems like he's aged a lot.
Stress can do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stress can do that to you. So you head into the misty forest, this place that you described. You don't know exactly what you're looking for, but you feel like you'll know it when you see it, and that's kind of what you're going off of. You gave off maybe an air of authority, but you're kind of new to this whole world that you've been studying, so you're not too sure. But you feel confident right now with all the way your luck has maybe turned around, circumstance has changed. Yune says to you, so, what are we looking for?
Yune.
Yes?
You know what we're looking for. The portal.
Oh, right. You know, I had lots of portals back at my home. These little, like, mushroom circles. You ever see them?
Yes, of course, Yune.
Oh, we've had this conversation before, haven't we?
Many times.
Yeah, sorry.
Before we enter the forest, Yune,
Yeah.
and I make a little gesture of the hand,
Uh-huh.
and then Yune turns invisible.
Whoa. Okay. All
Well,
right.
Yune knows what that means to
I
go
forget.
invisible.
I forget the signals sometimes. I'm good though. Yes. Oh, look at that. I can't see myself at all.
Yune,
Yes.
shh,
Got it. Zipping up.
we don't know what we might find in the forest.
It could be a friend.
Yune, did you hear that?
Sorry. Yep. I heard that. Yep. It could be a friend. It could be a friend though.
Because I told Yune to be quiet, and
Oh,
you just stopped talking.
sorry. Is this like Simon Says? You didn't say Simon. Sorry.
Yes, Simon.
Zipping up. You won't hear another peep out of me.
We'll speak like I don't move my lips. I speak telepathically, and I say we'll speak like this from now on.
And he'll say out loud, "Oh, okay, got it."
She.
Oh, right, she. Sorry. She's like, "Got it, done." Out loud though.
All right. And before I enter, I'm also going to cast False Life on myself.
Okay. The trip is going to be a long one though. You're not. It's not a quick little jump here. So you start to walk.
I'm going to cast it every hour.
Okay, fair enough. Is it a ritual?
It's an
Cantrip.
invocation. I can cast it at will.
Oh, look, whose will?
My will.
Got it.
Or well, I'm not going to say whose will.
Just kidding. All right, so you cast False Life. Yune goes invisible, and you head into the Misty Forest. As you go in, the day that was once very bright and sunny starts to turn dark again. Not anything that alarms you, just like your dream, but it gets dark in there. I mean, there's not a lot of sunlight because of the coverage of the trees, but this mist has been coming and going all day and all night, and it's back again, and this mist starts to become pretty dense. Yune is, again, silent, following you.
Does this mist make me think of anything I have researched over the time?
It does, but it's been misty in Daggerford, so you're not quite sure.
Okay.
You're not sure. You know, it's been misty and dense and foggy all throughout the last couple of days, coming and going. So we'll hold off on you for a second. We come to Tim. Laurent. Describe Laurent, please. Physically.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'd say like early 20s, like what we would describe as like a Mediterranean, like Turkish. So it's kind of like olive skin, dark hair, like kind of like hair longer than mine. Tim Lucas hair is, like bordering on shaggy, which you could say Timmy looks shaggy right now,
Yeah.
but like longer, like almost shoulder length hair.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, so you're definitely, like you said, your goal was to find this place, whatever was listed on that letter. So you've set off for the Misty Forest.
Yes.
And similar to what I described to Canas, the days have been just very foggy and dense and coming and going, and you're going through these woods, and the roads are not great here. You realize that this isn't really a well-traveled road. It's mostly just like watery ruts filling the sides of where wagons have traversed, and the forests are very dense. In fact, you get the sense that even around you, that like even if it was bright and sunny out, it probably wouldn't be all that sunny in here with the coverage. That mist again starts to cover the ground and starts to surround you as you walk through, getting thicker as you enter.
It's that time of year, you know, the weather in Daggerford can get kind of funky.
Yeah. Dione, you describe your character as you're situated in the forest. It's been a long night. You haven't had a chance to really rest. Your companions are exhausted, so you've set up a little campfire for the time being. Whether you're going to take a long rest or just a quick short one here, they cannot continue at the pace that you were moving. So you're sitting around a campfire. What do you do?
Oh, well, in terms of like visually what I look like,
Yep.
I imagine Dione to be about 3 feet tall, like halfling height-ish, but she's like incredibly rotund, almost like spherical, honestly, if you were looking at her from a distance. So she's like a 3 foot tall boulder in silhouette.
And of course,
she's got yeah,
I was going to say, of course, you
um,
are dwarf heritage, so that makes kind of sense.
right, exactly, sure. And she's got like fair skin and dark hair, and her hair is like quite curly and absolutely massive. It just like waterfalls from her head, and like the hair on the back of her head goes like down to like her knees-ish area, which of course again is like 2 feet long, but still like her knees-ish area. And then she's got this gigantic beard that's like so luscious and curly, like one of the most magnificent beards. And it like spreads, like it's wide and it's long, and it just like goes all the way down to her feet. So this beard is like also kind of visually speaking her garment. Um, yeah.
Love it.
So yes, she's petite but very stout at the same time.
Yes. Small but large.
Exactly. We contain multitudes. Um, so Dione, I guess like at this point we're sitting around the campfire. She is looking at the other two kind of in disappointment. Ah, these weaklings. And I'm trying to get a sense of how close we are to the werewolves at this point. And
You think you've lost the
also,
trail. You think you've lost the trail.
okay, I also want to look up and see if I can identify what phase of the moon cycle we're in. Is that something I'd be able to tell?
You actually, I think you probably would have known this. You are just out of the new moon stage, so mostly a few
Okay.
weeks before the next full moon.
Yeah, a couple weeks. Okay, very good.
Yeah, you would have known this going in because right now with the cloud coverage, there is no moon. So, but you would have known this
Okay.
because you would have been prepared for this.
Right. Okay. Well, good for the player and the character to know the same thing. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So then I guess I'll tell them, just stay here, rest up. I will go scout the area, and I'm gonna go walk through the woods and look for any signs
Mhm.
or any clues that might bring me closer to the werewolves.
Perfect. So you step out and they're kind of surrounding their campfire, and you go out and try to look for something. We'll come back to you in just a second. It's not going to be long. We go to Rufus. Rufus. That man, you chased him. You chased him not to the misty forest. That's far too long. Like I said, that's a trek. But you chase him out from the city. You go to, you follow the road that he kind of went on, and he seems to be pretty spry. I assume you're not wearing any like armor or anything right now, correct? Because you were just at dinner.
Yes.
Yeah. So you run as fast as you possibly can. You're able to keep up with him. Your athleticism kind of keeps you there, but again, that mist, it comes and goes, and it's now foggy. You lose your way. You're not sure, but you hear sounds. There are sounds of music and merrymaking up along the road. What do you do?
I'll investigate.
You go towards the sound of the voices, and you know you're not close to the city right now. You've definitely gotten to the outskirts. You're on the outside of this Daggerford region, but you know you can still get back there within a few minutes to probably like 10 minutes, a little jog. You can get back to Daggerford, but these are the people that must have been outside, camped out, that the Duchess described.
Yeah.
You can see that there are about a dozen or so of these people. They seem to be in very good spirits. They sing, they dance, they're drinking. Others find happiness in their flasks of wine skins. There are barrels topped on their wagons that are parked at odd angles and tied to a nearby tree. You can see grazing are a dozen or so horses wearing bright coats and bangles and tassels. And when you come by and they see you approach, they even offer you drinks. Come, join us.
I'll go forward and join them. I'll take a drink.
And who might you be? The older statesman here, this man, he's got like a goatee, but it's like gray, and he's got like wavy, wispy white hair, and he calls out to you and he says, "Who might you be, traveler?"
Well, I am known as Rufus Gwaindire.
Oh, what a name. A regal name, no doubt.
It is indeed. You are well informed on the nobility.
Why are you here,
And
Rufus Gwaindire?
what is your name?
My name is Stanimir. It's a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Stanimir. Pleasure.
Are you here to partake in our wine and drink and sing and...
Well, I regrettably, are you familiar with the Duchess Morford?
Lady Morwen, yes, of course, the Duchess. Who isn't?
Well, she spoke to me this evening and she said there was a band of merrymakers out here who are causing us some concern. You know, the old Duchess, she doesn't like too much raucousness, you know. And she was wondering if you might be good old chaps and move along to the next town and continue merriment elsewhere.
One of the travelers looks around and goes, Merrymakers? I don't see any merrymakers here. Do you, Stanimir? And everybody laughs, and then they take another swig of their flasks, and the music continues.
Well, I just kind of look around and said, she said that you've been asking for money for protection from casting spells. Is that true, or scurrilous rumors?
He says, don't worry. We have no wish to make enemies of Lady Morwen. I have a story to tell you, if you will. First you listen, and then we'll go.
That sounds like a fair bargain, man.
All right. I'm going to show you a picture of our good friend here, Stanimir. So they'll offer you a seat, sit on like one of the barrels or something like that. Do you comply?
Yes.
They'll pass you a very simple like goblet of wine. It's nothing fancy. In fact, it might even be just like a clay cup. But they pass you some wine and some cheese, some bread. They offer you lots of whatever they're having.
And I'll say, of course, I spoke to the Duchess, and you don't have to leave now. It wouldn't be good to leave at such a late hour. Just by noon the next day is perfectly adequate.
No, we don't want to make any trouble. We'll leave exactly when you want us to. It is no trouble. Come, sit, drink, be merry. He looks to you and he goes, we come from an ancient land. A land whose name has been long forgotten. He fills his mouth with wine and then spits into the fire. The flames turn from orange to green as they dance and sway. You can see a dark shape appear in the fire's core, and this is what you see. He says, our land is a land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads. The dark shape in the fire takes the form of a man being knocked from his horse, the spear piercing his side. Stanimir continues, one night, a wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury and quenched his thirst with wine. And everybody again takes another swig. They look to you as they wait your readiness.
Okay, carry on.
Do you drink?
Not right now.
Then they all boo you and they drink anyway.
Oh, then I drink.
He survived, he says, continuing with the story. When we asked him who he was, he wouldn't say. All he wanted to do was return home. But we were deep in the land of his enemies. We took him in as one of our own and followed him back toward his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, yet we didn't give him up, even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. And at that, you feel shivers down your spine. The bonfire roars again. Were you going to say something?
I was going to taste the cheese.
It's delicious. Spicy. Deep in the bonfire, you see the dark figure standing with the sword drawn, fighting off a host of shadowy shapes. This man of royal blood fought to protect us as we protected him. He thanked us. We bore him safely to his home, and he said, I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave when you choose, and know that you will always be safe here. The figure in the dancing fire vanquishes its final foe and then disperses in a cloud of smoke and embers. The fire is gone. You can see Stanimir's face becomes a somber mask. He says, "A curse has befallen our noble prince, turning him into a tyrant." He says, "We travel far and wide. We look for heroes like yourself." He says, "If you go south of here, and you go quickly, you'll find the Svalich Road. If you do that," and he gives you a very stern look here, he says, "you might be able to lift that curse from our land."
And how would I lift the curse?
Andrew, give me a wisdom check here. Wisdom saving throw. Call it out.
It is. It's a nat 20.
Nice. Excellent. Is it? I don't see it here at all. But
Yeah, it didn't come out. Oh,
it's
here it
coming.
is.
It's coming.
Yep.
Nice. Nat 20. Yeah, you feel like his words and what he's saying right now, I mean, it all makes sense and everything, but you get the sense that whatever he's telling you right now is 100% true. Everything he's told you. You feel this true to your core, that what he is saying to you, he says it with passion and with a purpose. And he says to you, you said something like, "How do I lift this curse?" Something like that?
Yes.
He says, "You'll need to speak with our oracle. She might help you."
Is she here?
"No, she's not here. She can't be here. You need to seek her out." And as he continues to talk, you feel like something's going on. Something in your stomach doesn't agree right. Your stomach churns. Something you ate. The cheese, maybe. The wine? You're not sure. But you start to go in and out of, like, focus. And he says, "You want to speak with her. You must speak with Madam..." And then all of a sudden, your eyes close. You fall asleep. We go back to Canas. Canas.
Canas is just very angry. Where is it? Yune, where is it? Did this Lord's Alliance just send us on another goose chase?
Did you actually want me to speak?
Do you see my lips moving while I speak to you?
Oh, right. And then all of a sudden, telepathically, you hear, "Sorry about that. I get confused sometimes."
It's all right.
She goes, "No, I don't think so. They seemed really nice. I just don't know. I can't see anything." She flies. She could hear the fluttering of her wings. She goes up and she's like, "I can't see anything through all this mist. Wait. Oh no. Something's coming. Something very small yet also large," she says.
Fly up in the air and scout it if you can. Although it's
No,
very
it's
hard
upon
to
us.
see.
It's upon us. Run.
I stand my ground.
You see out of the mist this like large boulder-like creature barreling towards you. Dione, you see a man, a half-elf, and you see he's not saying anything. He just looks very serious, stern at you as you come out of the mist. You're close enough that you could see each other, although it's pretty heavy coverage with the mist right now. You may discuss.
I think Dione has stepped away.
Oh, Dione is there. And then we jump to Laurent. Laurent. There's Michelle. Laurent.
Dione's back. Yeah.
You've been following this road too, and you think you see up ahead a group of people. The mist is so thick you can't tell, though. You hear two people conversing. What they're talking about, we don't know. We'll find out soon. But Dione, you come out of the mists and you see a man, half-elf, stern look on his face as you approach. You get within maybe 20 feet or so. That's about as good of coverage as you can see now. He's obscured a bit, but you see him there in the mist. Stefano, you may discuss. Sorry, you two are seeing each other for the first time.
Oh, he sees me.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is Dione the creature barreling towards me?
Yes. Yes.
Barreling. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yune said, look out. It's a large yet small creature.
No, that's
It's a boulder. It's rolling right towards you. Get out of there.
I say.
All this is telepathic, of course, so you don't hear this.
Right. I shake my head and I say, "Who is it? Who are you?"
Why should I tell you who I am? Who are you?
Frankly, you're right. There is no reason you should tell me who you are. It's very strange finding someone in this misty forest.
Why are you here? There is nothing? Why did you come here?
I am searching for something. What are you doing here?
I may also be searching for something. For what are you searching?
I don't think that very much matters quite yet.
Isn't it strange? You hear the voice from Yune, speaking, of course, giving away her position above you, flying high. Isn't it strange we've been looking around for things and we found a friend?
Ugh.
Yune.
Oh, sorry, in telepathic ear. Sorry, I thought I was telling you telepathically. I'm sorry.
Are you a spy? Are you spying?
I told you, I'm not spying. I'm searching.
A twig snaps. You hear the sounds behind you coming. The mist again obscuring more than 20 feet. Laurent, you hear a conversation coming from above, or coming from ahead of you. It's mostly nonsense talk, like, well, who are you? What are you doing here? I will not tell you anything until you tell me first. And you decide how you want to approach this, but you stepped on a twig and they hear something approaching.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just keep walking, not even trying to be stealthy, right? I've got a clear letter. I'm supposed to be here. I'm walking on my way with an invitation that's
Sure.
clearly addressed to me. And I walk upon these two individuals and a third one, the third pixie flying in the air.
Still invisible.
Still invisible. You probably don't know it's there.
I walk by these two individuals and I hear a third disembodied voice in the air.
Yeah.
I say, this is maybe I had too much to drink the other night playing cards. This is quite odd.
I say to Canas, this is your friend. This is an ambush. You are both spies. I understand. Okay.
This is a very strange coincidence, finding another person approaching us.
So I turn to Laurent and I say, okay, then who are you?
I'm Laurent. Who are you two? Why are you here in the woods?
It is not important to know who we are. How dare you? So you introduce yourselves. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Canas.
And I'm Yune.
Yune, I go like this.
What does that symbol mean?
She can come back.
Okay, yeah, Yune will come down and flutter her wings and, like, perch on your shoulder.
And this is Yune.
Okay, fine.
Are you also here to see the Burgomaster?
What is a Burgomaster?
We've already eaten.
Burger?
Burgomaster?
Would I know what this means?
A
What is
Is this
burgomaster.
another language?
What's this word?
It's a.
Is
it
it
means
just
the
like a-
mayor.
Are you speaking in tongues?
It's
A
another
mayor?
word for the mayor of a town, a speaker.
Master.
So are you
preferred.
here to see the Burgomaster?
I would like to see the Burgomaster. Is the Burgomaster in these woods?
Why would he
Supposedly,
be here?
just on the far side of it. But to be honest, I didn't expect to see anybody else here, so it's quite possible he is also in this mist.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting anyone else to be in here either, other than perhaps some foul creatures. Are you-
Look around?
And then I look at Dione.
Who, me? Okay, fine. My name is Dione. I am not a foul creature. That is rude.
I thought perhaps maybe you were looking for some foul creatures as well.
Yeah, sniff under my armpits.
I am here for work. What sort of foul creatures do you seek?
This place stinks of undead. Don't you smell it?
I sniff the air. Do I smell anything, Bob? Like
You smell your
undead,
fire. You smell your fire burning. You know, you're not close to it, but it's it's off in the distance. You smell the fire still permeating through the air. Smoke.
I smell the ashes. Is that what your undead smell like? Are they perhaps cremated?
After he's done with them, yeah.
I brush it off. Have any of you perhaps seen maybe prints that could belong to a werewolf?
Ooh.
What?
You hear, as you say this, you hear a shrill scream, Davra's voice in the distance.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. And I barrel back.
Do you
And
follow?
I check.
I think at a scream, I might want to see what's going on
Sure.
because I've been searching through this wood and I haven't found anything yet except these two people.
I concur. I'm not going to be left alone now in the woods.
So here's what happens.
I say, Yune,
Oh, got it. Quiet time?
invisible.
She goes invisible. So you rush. Dione leading the pack here. Canas and Laurent coming up behind. And you get to the campfire here. The campfire has been snuffed out, it seems. The smoke filling the air in this making it even harder to see and breathe. But you get to the campfire that you just left maybe no more than like 5 minutes ago, Dione. And your two companions are gone. However, one Rufus Gwaindire is asleep right by your fire. You see a man, red-headed, blazing red hair, sound asleep.
Okay. I will come over, inspect him, give him a good sniff. Do I pick up any wet dog smell coming from the man?
Just wet human.
Oh. Okay. Another pathetic human. Eh! And I kick him. I kick him with my little foot.
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Now you both get there and you both kick him. Rufus, you wake up to a kick in your side.
Okay. Oh. I see Dione. I say, "Are you the Oracle?"
Well,
No.
these crazy people. Oh, la.
Oh, where am I?
You were just sleeping in the middle of these woods. Very strange for someone
Oh,
looking like you to be sleeping in the woods.
my
Is he like full? Is he like armored and stuff like that?
No, he's wearing his noble clothes, and in fact, they do look a bit tattered and shredded.
tattered and shredded, but they were the finest of clothes.
They were. Now they are not.
You didn't just scream by any chance, did you?
Scream? I do not scream. What is your name?
Well, I'm Laurent,
Oh la la, is this again?
and I'm no oracle, but I can. I'd be happy to read some cards for you sometime.
I am Rufus Gwaindire. I'm not sure where I am or what has happened to me. I was talking to some commoners.
It seems perhaps you were mugged, Rufus Gwaindire.
Oh, I'll feel for my purse.
You have your purse. Anything that you would carry to dinner, it's on you. What would you have carried to dinner?
Purse, fine clothes, dagger.
Probably that's about it, right? Yeah. But you have everything. Nothing's been stolen.
No, I'm not missing anything. They were trustworthy folk. They assured me they would leave.
Most importantly, of course, the photo of your brother. That's still there.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, then it just seems that they wanted to tear at your clothes for whatever reason I don't quite understand.
That makes no sense.
Or they're really bad at mugging. It's a possibility we should consider.
Where are we? Where are we?
No, where are they? Did you see where they went?
Well, I told them to leave the area, the district. They were causing trouble. So I'm not much interested in them, to be honest.
I'm gonna look
More
around. Well, it
interested in
seems
where I
like you've driven them off pretty well. There's no one else here.
Well, it's very... So all of them in a forest.
It is late at night, and all of you have traveled pretty much all day, or at least have had a very rough night. What are your plans here? What do you do?
Well, I was given a quest to hunt down an evil tyrant in direction, but I don't have any of my equipment. Perhaps you could point me the way to Daggerford.
I'm going to. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm going to do a survival check to see if I could point us in the way of Daggerford.
No need to actually make a check, although it's not bad. 15. You know the way. You're not. This is not a crazy. I mean, the mist does maybe disorient you a bit, but you're fairly confident you can get back. And it's the way you were approaching the campfire the opposite direction. So you point that way, and as you do, you can see that the the woods are awfully quiet. You point that way, and you see it's that way, and you stop for a second. You don't hear any sounds, creatures in the night, no crickets, no nocturnal sounds. The fire actually sputters on, it was done. The smoke was filling the air. The fire rekindles. You can see the mist thickening. In fact, it's making more of a clear wall behind you. Almost looks like it's turning the trees into gray ghosts as it envelops them. You notice that something is different about your surroundings. In fact, something is very different. I don't know why it's a slow fade like this, but look at this. We're in black and white. Look at that.
I feel different.
Something is different.
I say telepathically to Yune. This seems different.
And you hear a voice from Yune out loud again. I agree, something is different.
Yune?
Yes.
What happened to your voice?
My voice?
Did Yune go through puberty? Sorry.
And then I'd make the signal to make Yune turn visible.
Yune turns visible, and Yune has purplish skin, horns, a barbed tail, and razor-sharp claws, as well as teeth. Yune no longer looks like a sprite. Looks almost devilish in form. And Yune goes, "What are you talking about?"
Yune? I don't have a mirror. Does anyone have a mirror?
Canas, what's going on?
Yune? I think... This I say telepathically. Yune, I think we're here.
Where? The portal?
I think the portal has found us.
But I haven't seen any mushrooms.
I just fall to the ground and start, like, cackling laughter.
This isn't normal. I promise you, this isn't normal. And Yune looks out at the clawed hand as she puts it out to, like, kind of assure you all this is kind of weird. And she's like, what? My hand. My arms. What's happened to me?
I still say in telepathically. This place that we have been searching for, it changed you.
But I don't want to change. I liked me for me. She's like, hold on, let me change my voice. Does this sound better?
It sounds more evil, Yune, which doesn't suit you quite well.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry.
That's okay. I know it's you because you just can't stop talking.
Because I'm a friend. That's why.
My best friend, Yune.
You'll be my friend until the end.
Yes, I love it when you rhyme. Thank you.
Yune will flutter away into the sky. Yune comes back. Just letting you all know. It doesn't feel good to go into the mist. That's not normal.
I look around for a path. Is it surrounding us in all the directions?
It's kind of surrounding you on three sides. So the forested sides of the road, the left and the right, are all thick with a wall of dense gray fog, and behind you is a wall of dense gray fog. In fact, it looks like it's actually encroaching on you now. It's starting to get closer to the group, maybe about 20 feet away.
I think we should go that way.
Group?
I agree.
If that way is away from the fog, I concur.
Okay.
I guess like I hesitantly agree, but first I'm gonna just like look around and whisper, shout like, Dava! Eric! Where are you? Dava! I'm like looking for signs of them.
I think your companions are no longer in this realm. Or we are no longer in the realm.
I've started walking.
Okay.
They are going to pay me so much. Whatever. And then I follow.
It appears we've been thrust together by circumstance. I see we are on a quest together.
Destiny.
Some would call it that. Some would call it that. Why don't we do this, though? I'm going to share with you some more art and then switch us over to Roll20 for a second. So this is what you see as you start to walk forward more. The road itself has become worse. In fact, almost instantly you look down and it looks as though, I don't know, the roads here were not developed by modern engineers. The road looks poor. Here we go. Let me switch it over in the Roll20 screen here.
Ooh, spooky.
That's
Again,
terrible.
more art. Links down in the description.
It's like the Merritt Parkway in Connecticut.
Well, yeah.
Or
I
the Bronx
sunburn
River.
easily, so it's not too bad.
Except the Merritt Parkway would be ridden with cars that are stopped.
It's not
Fair
a
enough.
parking lot.
That's
Fair
right.
enough.
Yeah, no, this actually might be better. The area of this road, I'm going to describe the road to you and everything because it does deserve its own description now. It's changed quite a bit. The mists are also changing. As I mentioned, that the mists are surrounding you on kind of like three sides, to the left and right and behind you. They actually start to open up a little bit in front of you. So as Canas is marching forward, the mist kind of parts a little bit for you and wisps around you, becoming less dense as you go. The road itself, though, is, like I said, quite a nightmare. It's in its own right. It's not very well made, and so pools of water fill up the area. You can see the trees that are towering over to the sides are lost in the heavy gray mist. The tree trunks themselves also seem to be unnaturally close to one another, and the wood has this silence, almost like a silence of a forgotten grave. It exudes the feeling of an unvoiced scream. Canas, you continue on, and it seems to go on just like this visual here, wrapping around a bend, opening up to another straightaway. For hours, you march on. The mists behind you, following, almost tailing you, never really straying too far than maybe 60 feet behind you. You may all discuss what you'd like to do.
As we're walking along, I want to kind of take up my deck of cards, just like narcissistic, just like shuffle them through my hands and stuff.
Take out your card deck and start shuffling? Sure.
Yeah, just kind of like a nervous tick thing. And keep like looking over my shoulder and be like, that fog is just the darndest thing. That's weird.
Would you like to see what's in there?
Honestly, not particularly. No. No. Do you?
Let me try something. Stand back. I shoot an Eldritch Blast into it.
You shoot an Eldritch Blast into the mist, and it, after about, 15, 20 feet or so, the mist completely envelops it. You don't see it anymore. You don't hear the sound of a connection with an enemy or anything like that. It just dissipates eventually.
Can I ping Divine Sense?
You can. Remind me what that gives you again? It's fiends, undead, and...
I can detect fiends and undead and desecrated and hallowed places.
You do not. You do not detect that. How many times can you do that a day? Twice or once?
I believe it's 3 or 4 times.
Might be in a baseline per
3 times for long rest.
Okay. So no, you don't get anything off of your divine sense. Nothing around you pings any of those categories. What about Dione? What are you doing?
I think I'm going to cast Minor Illusion. And can I make like the image of an animal, like a creature, using Minor Illusion?
Minor Illusion doesn't usually make something detailed. It usually makes something small. It can fit in like a 5 foot by 5 foot square or something like that, like a crate or whatever. But it depends what you want to do with it. What are you trying? What's your goal?
I'm thinking like something like a rat. Just, it can be a low resolution 8-bit pixelated rat. That's fine.
That's fine. The only problem is I don't think minor illusions move. So they can make a sound or something like that, a minor sound, but I don't think they can make a movement. So, or maybe it like stays in place. Like it would maybe be like hanging out, but in one place.
I'm thinking like essentially the idea is if there's a creature who wants to hunt, then this would be like bait, like cheese in a mousetrap kind of.
Fair enough. Yeah. What if it requires bigger bait?
Well, I only got 5 cubic feet to work with.
Okay. So you make a 5 cubic foot mouse?
World's biggest mouse. Lowest resolution, biggest mouse.
Yes, a pixelated mouse appears on the road within the radius or the range of your spell.
It's like when you stretch clip art, it's just super blocked out on the edges.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, that. in five cube feet. I watch and I wait to see if there's like any reaction
There's nothing
around it.
No, there's nothing like. I mean, it does look as though perhaps your eyes would play tricks on you. If you look at this image too from the links in the description, I forget the name of it, another black crow, something like that. The artwork does look like these, almost like these tree roots could be people, right? They could be some creature. Nothing comes out. Nothing darts out at the rat.
Okay. Then I like walk backwards for a minute, just kind of like looking at it. But once I'm sure that there's nothing and no movement, then I shrug. I keep following the other guys.
Sure. It's late.
Yeah.
All of you are tired. What do you want to do for a rest?
Well, we can't stop the fog approaches.
If we have we realized that it's following us as we walk forward, but if we just stop, it doesn't come within. It doesn't keep creeping in on us.
Have you tried that?
At this point,
Would you say you have tried that over the last couple hours that you've been walking?
I would say as we were standing still and shooting things into it and trying to put pixelated mice and stuff, we were examining it.
It
Laurent
does.
had to
It
use the
starts to
bathroom.
it starts to encroach.
So it continues to keep moving towards us. even if
Slower, if faster when you move, but slowly when you are standing still.
We cannot stop.
Who wants to put their hand in? Come on now.
Why would we put our hand in?
Yeah, I'll try first. I like, it'll be funny.
I'm
I'll
just
be like,
kidding.
all right,
do not
let's.
have-
If we haven't tried it in character yet, I'll be like, I'll wait here, and you three walk 20 feet away, and we'll see if the fog waits with me, or if not, and you hear me screaming. Maybe I'll tie a rope. I'll tie a rope on myself, and if you hear scream, please pull the rope as fast as you can.
Yes,
Okay.
give me the rope.
I will tie 50 feet of rope from my pack around my waist and pass off the other end to Rufus and say, Rufus, we've just met. I'm trusting you. Please don't get mugged again.
It is not chance that we have met. We are destined to be together.
I signal for
see.
Yune to go invisible again.
By the way, Stefano, Yune is going to be using the imp stat block from now on.
Cool.
Okay, so I don't know if you have that queued up, but you might want to have that queued up.
I do. I had them both queued up just in
Ooh.
case.
Good. So, Laurent, feeling sturdy, a safe connection to Rufus, you proceed into the mist.
I prefer to just kind of wait where I am in the road. I don't want to actively walk into it, but if I wait and the three of them walk further ahead, does the mist slowly creep towards me as if we were all fixed in place, or is it keeping the same rate with the majority of the group? You know what I'm saying?
It starts to catch up to you quicker.
Oh, well, I hate that. Well, I will stand there and I will stand there,
Fair enough.
feeling uneasy.
The mist does start to get close, touching your skin. You feel the hairs in the back of your neck stand up as it starts to wrap around your body. No pain or anything like that. It's fine. Just you get a sense of dread kind of coming over you. That hard to breathe sort of panic attack setting in. And then once it does cover you, if you allow it,
Yeah, I think I'd probably be able to manage that for about 15 seconds, if that's
Give me-
enough time for the...
give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, boy, my best stat. That'll be a solid 17.
A 17, you say?
Mhm.
Not good enough.
Damn
Oh my god.
You gain a level of exhaustion.
you, Chris, from Long Island. You're cursed me.
You gain a sense of dread over your entire being, and you gain a level of exhaustion. You also feel like you were just there, almost frozen, paralyzed with fear, and now yet you're out of the fog again. You have moved forward. You didn't move your feet, you didn't step, but you have progressed 10 feet forward out of the fog.
Hmm.
You didn't even.
Okay,
You didn't. You were like, what?
It's
I
like
was just
walking to the
standing
edge of
there.
a map in like a low resolution RPG game, and they're just like reset. You got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
What did we see?
You looked and you saw him, the fog overtake him, and then him run out of the fog. And now he's looking there bewildered.
Laurent, what did you experience?
I take a second to take in my new surroundings, because a second ago I was surrounded by fog and feeling quite uneasy. And now I'm not surrounded by fog and feeling still quite uneasy. Be like, well, it was terrible. I'm never doing it again. It was just god awful, honestly. You know, when you fall asleep and you have your sleep paralysis demon, it was like that, but your entire body.
I know that all too well.
Well, then don't go in the fog.
It appears we should avoid the fog.
I am actively never going into it again.
Who has a passive perception of 13 or higher?
I do.
I do.
Do you, Rufus or Laurent?
No.
Okay.
No.
Dione and Canas, you hear something coming from up ahead, one of the bends in the road. You hear something. It sounds like people, perhaps, a group. You hear a rough rustling of movement, and you also hear like some small sounds, low sounds. Mumbling, maybe, perhaps, not full language. But and something else that's a little disturbing. It almost sounds like somebody's eating like a big turkey leg. Just hear the gnashing of teeth into meat.
I quickly turn to the others and I gesture to be quiet.
I put a hand out.
Should we be
And then I start making like,
Should we be quiet?
Yune.
Telepathically here. Sorry. I apologize.
As soon as they put their hand up, I will
asked-
stop, but I will not stop enough that the fog envelops me again.
Okay.
Let's
Aim
approach.
Yeah.
I
And then
say
I
we approach
whisper.
cautiously. And I ask Yune, would you scout ahead?
As you wish. Let's switch this over to Roll20. Beyond the bend, Yune goes out. Can you put Yune where you'd like Yune to be?
Sure. I can't, actually. You have to give me
I thought it did. Oh, maybe I didn't.
not yet.
Whoops. Sorry. So, Canas, you should have control of it right now.
Yep, I do.
Okay. So the token moves out, and again, I know them. You're seeing the map here, and it's pretty clear because your dark visions are up right now, and you're, I assume, a torchlight or something like that. Somebody has to have some sort of light source. It's dark. You can decide. The humans of the group need to decide what they're doing for light. Actually,
Oh,
Rufus
well-
doesn't have anything, so it's probably Laurent.
Oh yeah, I don't have enemy.
Right.
I stood in that fog with a torch, and I felt terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll say you have the torch, and you are carrying it. So, Rufus, your light source comes from Laurent. And the fog is so... it's dissipating as it comes up, but it's still going to be within 30 feet of something you really can't see. So, do you want to keep moving the creature, Yune, until she sees something?
Yeah, and I might, as long as I'm within like 50 feet. I
Okay,
would
maneuver
continue.
yourself then to make that happen.
Sure. So I'm just going to move us both diagonally down at the same time.
Sounds good, yeah. So it's very clear, though. You stop Yune a little further back, right here. Back maybe 20 feet. Once she gets to about there, she can see a log up ahead. It looks like, and she'll tell you this telepathically, it would appear that there are 4 people sitting on that log up ahead. They're eating something. Perhaps they'll be our friend and share.
And you move in a little closer and see if they're saying anything. But stay high above them.
She'll fly like 20 feet up in the air and, continue on and get right over them. And she goes, No, I don't think they'll be our friends. And there aren't 4. There are 3.
Oh.
They're eating the other.
Can I see them from here?
You cannot.
You know what? I turn I turn back to the group and I say, it appears we have some zombie friends.
Perhaps these are the undead you are seeking?
They
Oh,
won't.
many-
There are 3, and they won't be there for long. Wait, can I actually see them?
When you get to 30 feet of them, so when you get to kind of where Yune is, you can see.
So I'll move here. Can I like try to hide behind the branches and see them?
Absolutely. There's plenty of overgrowth here. You can hide behind something on the side of the road, yeah. So you can see it, the sight before you. You see 3 creatures. They're not really sitting on this log, so to speak, that she was, but they're more perched over it. There's a body dragged across. You can see entrails, intestines spilling out over on both sides of the log. Its back kind of arched along the branches. And you can see the creatures. There's 3 of them. They have these open sores all over their body. Their eyes completely red. They look different than creatures you've encountered, though, before, similar to this. They have almost like an advanced decay to them. They're feasting on this body that's laid again, strewn about over the log. The chewing sounds, the sound of the flesh being devoured is overwhelming to you.
What does the body look like?
The body
What
looks
kind of
like
being?
the body looks like a commoner, perhaps. Canas. I guess everybody else would not be able to see this, but Canas, since you got close enough, it looks like a commoner's clothes, perhaps. It has some sort of a pack that's strewn to the side, and the creature is being eaten out from the intestines.
Am I aware of this? No, I wouldn't be aware.
Just Canas right now. But before we go into any like combat or anything like that, Rufus, what do you do? Because you are unarmed, you have no armor. What are you doing?
I've got my dagger out.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Everybody else, what are you doing?
Do we know like all of this information that's being relayed?
You do not. So
between-
you're waiting. Do you do anything in preparation? Do you have any weapons that you would take out, or any things you would do before approaching or waiting?
I guess I'll take out my rapier that I have.
Gotcha.
I can sense that something is off because Canas didn't come back right away.
Yeah, actually, you
He's
probably
fine.
saw him go, and he's not come back.
I'm gonna put away the deck of cards slowly into my pocket, and from a different pocket pull like a small like wicker or straw like doll thing.
Okay.
Give me the torch, Laurent.
I will pass the torch.
Very nice.
Thank
All
you.
Canas, what do you do?
I attack one from my hiding spot.
Okay. What are you attacking with? Eldritch Blast?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna go into initiative here.
Here we go.
All right then.
You hear the sound of combat, and Eldritch Blast being cast. Regardless of whether you can see it or not, we're gonna roll initiative. I have the turn order up. Click on your token first, then go to D&D Beyond and do it.
Do I have advantage because they don't see me?
They do not see you.
All right.
And you'll act first in the surprise round. So we'll roll initiative first. We'll do you in the
Okay.
surprise round, and then everybody else.
Bob, question for you. With exhaustion level 1, does that disadvantage on initiative or no?
For what again? Disadvantage? Oh, level 1 exhaustion. I
Yeah,
think it's just
it's
skill
ability
checks. I
check.
don't think it says saving throws.
Okay. Making sure. Thank you.
Are Yune and I gonna have the same initiative order?
Yeah. I see exhaustion. I've looked at this so many times before, but I can never remember.
It just says disadvantage on ability checks. It doesn't say.
It's not saving throws then. I'm pretty sure later levels do the Like look down below for the later levels of exhaustion. I think they do more.
Yeah, speed is half at level 2, etc. Okay, just making sure.
So we go to. It looks like the top of the order is going to be Rufus. You're actually going to act first, but surprise round will go to Canas. So Canas, roll your Eldritch Blast, and we'll go into combat here.
Uh, 24.
Oh, you hit.
Oh.
Sorry. Yes. You hit.
Well, that's not right. It should add. It should be a 5. It should, because it's supposed to add my charisma.
You get that at the 3rd level?
It's a invocation, agonizing
Gotcha.
blast.
Okay. So it's going to do 4 damage to the creature, correct?
5.
5.
Actually.
Okay, great.
I'm just gonna roll one again just to make sure that I fixed it. Okay, yeah, that's. I wish I did that, but it does 5 damage. Yes.
Okay, I need you to do me a favor then. I actually need you to roll me a d20.
Okay. Turn order's in the way. Hold on. There we go. An 8.
An 8, you said, huh?
Uh-huh.
So when you blast this thing, you do your damage, obviously, to it. You know, you do your damage to it. And you actually end up... what type of damage is it, actually? Force?
It is force damage.
Yeah, okay, so it's force. Yeah, you hit it, and actually one of the legs on this creature, as you're surprising it, you hit it right in like the back of the leg, and that advanced decay combined with the force damage, it kind of takes off the leg from about the kneecap down. And the kneecap just kind of writhes on the floor and wiggles around. The thing looks up at you and realizes that you are there. You've gained their attention.
All right. And I'm going to step back maybe like 5, 10, 15 feet.
Sure, it's fine.
And I'll say telepathically, Yune, who is still invisible, by the way, prepare to distract.
Okay. About 20 feet up in the air still, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know that you can... Can you prepare a... what's the... You wanted to do...
Well, it's just going to do it on my next turn. It's going
Gotcha.
to do the help
Okay.
action by distracting the creature.
Fair enough.
It's not going to really do anything on this turn.
Fair enough. So the... we go to... Rufus, you're up next.
Okay, I'm going to move forward rapidly to try and see what's going on. 5, 10, 15.
Sorry, I lied to you. Yes, no, it is Rufus. Sorry, yeah, it is Rufus.
20, 25. Is this the thing here?
Sure, go ahead, shoot at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot.
That's not it. That's Yune.
Oh, I don't see anyone.
Yeah, you can actually. You can only see up to 30 feet in the fog, so you can't see them.
15. So one more and I can go. Well, I can't see anything. I'll shout out to Canas. Canas, what are you engaging?
There
I
are
guess
zombies.
that's it.
There are 3 zombies ahead of us.
And then I'm gonna ping Divine Fave and then which will give me a magic, well, give me extra damage on my weapons.
Awesome, excellent. So your dagger has been favored by your god. What god is that, actually?
Right. It's actually the Gwain Lord, the local god to Gwaindire.
Oh, the Gwain Lord, of
Power
course.
The Gwain Lord, yes.
Of course. What? If you don't know this, it's okay. But off the top of your head, what is the symbols, icons of the Gwain Lord?
It's a hawk it's a hawk kind of just pouncing.
And when you cast this divine favor, would normally when you do this, is there some sort of enchantment that goes on it, a visible aura or anything like that to the sword or weapon you use?
Well, I say, the Gwain Lord infused this sword, and the sword kind of goes swing, and it has like a blue glow.
Okay, so when you do that, you call upon the power of the Gwain Lord, And rather than the glue glow aura, it emits more of like a deep blood red aura, and instead of the imagery of perhaps like you said, a hawk or the bird, it's that of a raven instead, and it kind of just dissipates in the air and turns red.
Oh, that shakes me a bit, and so I take no further action on the turn.
Okay, we go to Michelle. Dione's next.
Yeah. I can only go 30 feet, so I will barrel along as you do to there. So I'll scoot myself forward. And I think I will. From here, I'm going to also take out a short sword. So now I have like a rapier in one hand and a short sword in the other.
Cool.
And I'm going to brace myself.
Brace yourself.
And I'll ready up like a reactionary attack if they come close enough.
Sure.
For me to reach.
So you take out your extra weapon, you brace yourself next to just a few feet behind Rufus.
Mm-hmm.
We go to Laurent.
Yeah, seeing everyone else charge forward and knowing the fog is going to encroach on me, I will also charge forward. I will not be caught alone in the fog. And once I get up there, I can see the light from Rufus, and I can maybe hear the combat from I don't know everyone else's names yet from Canas, but I can't yet see any enemies to engage. So I am just holding on to my little wicker doll, and I am ready to fight.
Sure. Canas, you're up. Again, you moved outside of the visibility, so right now you don't see them yet. They are slow to move. What do you do?
Okay. So even with dark vision, we can only see 30 feet?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to move in. Well, first, I'm going to have Yune just fly over to this one and distract it.
Sure. It flutters its impish wings in front of the face of this zombie, and it claws at it, trying to catch it. That's distracting. Go ahead.
Cool. And then can it fly like 10 feet in the air with the rest of its movement?
It could.
But so I would like to do that.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to move in 5, 10, 15. This is tricky because I also have Yune's sight, so I think I'm within 30 feet now.
So don't worry about the actual sight. Just count the spaces. Literally,
Okay.
if you're
So,
within
yeah,
30
that's
feet,
like-
yeah.
Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4.
Because your visibility is all based on just what your light source would be. So I gave the humans 20, 40, and I gave the you 60, and I gave Dione 120.
Okay.
So don't worry about your actual visibility in your
Got it.
sight. Just worry about the spaces.
Got it. So I'm going to fire another Eldritch Blast at
Gotcha.
the same one, the one up top.
Yep, go for it.
It's at 19
That'll connect.
for... Wow, another 1. Another 5 force damage.
Give me a d20. What'd you get?
16.
Okay, so one arm is now severed from this thing as well. So it's got an arm on the floor as well as a lower leg.
All right. I'm not going to say anything. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm thrilled about that. All right.
All right.
I will move. I will use the rest of my movement to move out of range once again.
Awesome. So unfortunately, though, for you, as you're running away, you see that both the arm and the leg are actually crawling on the floor, and they are moving closer towards you as the rest of the zombies are progressing. So now it's their
Ew.
turn, and the little foot and arm are going to move forward, as well as the shuffle of these zombies. They are double moving, so they will get within range of Rufus. If you had a readied action, you may take it.
No, I was distracted by the dagger.
Okay, and the rest will go right behind here, and that's where they'll end. They took their double move, so they reach you, and you hear that guttural sound, the moaning, all the meat, the flesh, dripping still from their faces as they approach. We go to top of the order here. We go to Rufus.
Well, I will slash at the one adjacent to me with my dagger.
Sure.
I get a 25. It's a little slow to load, but I do get a 25.
That'll hit. Roll for
There we
it.
go. Piercing damage plus an additional 1d4.
Right, because your favored weapon.
Yep.
So it looks like 7 plus
7 plus 4.
7 plus 4. It's 11. Give me another d20.
$19.
Very nice. You decapitate the zombie.
Oh, fantastic.
The head, though, still moves. So the head, this one is headless. I'm going to give it a little marker here so you know it's headless. And it still moves. It cannot actually physically move like the others are crawling and, maneuvering themselves. But its mouth is opening and chattering its teeth, trying to grab at whatever you put in front of it. So watch your toes here, okay, Rufus?
Okay.
The headless zombie with only one arm and one leg is maneuvering towards you still with actual swiftness. So there we go. We go to next up, which is Michelle. What's Dione doing?
Yeah. Okay. I have my swords readied up, but they did not get within range, so I'm like, ugh! Then I awkwardly shuffle forward 10 feet. So I bring myself here. And then I'm going to... Oh, wait, no. This is the one he just killed, huh?
It's not dead, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right. It's still wiggling around.
It's still wiggling around. The body is still moving without the head, and the head is chomping at whatever will be put in front of it.
Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna... Ugh. Disgusting. I'm going to slash at, I guess, the head, the chompy bit.
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, let's start with my rapier. Okay. And we have a 19 to hit.
Very nice. I assume you're actually attacking the body, though, because you're next to Rufus, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's
Apologies.
fine.
Whichever bit is adjacent to me.
Yes, because you'll get sneak attack in this.
Yes. Okay, so then... looks like we do 14 total damage.
So, Michelle, this is actually enough damage to kill the creature outright. Once you stab this through the chest and you kind of eviscerate its body, the head also stops chattering, as well as the limbs that were crawling on the floor towards you. The body seems to be completely gone.
Nice. Okay, can I then... Because, technically I think I do have another attack in me?
You're using it offhand, right?
Yeah. So
Sure.
can I, step forward and attack, the other undead on the other side
Yeah, you may.
of Rufus? Okay.
Oh, did all the limbs also die with it?
It just kind of stopped moving. It ceased to move.
I
yeah.
see.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. I minced it up real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then I guess I will shuffle on up here and attack the other fella with my short sword. Oh.
Remind me, is the short sword piercing or slashing? I forget. Piercing. I see it in the chat. Piercing, yeah.
Perfect. Oh my goodness. Bless. Thank you, chat. Okay, cool. So let's do one of these. Okay, that's a 21 to hit. Which gives us... So, I don't apply sneak attack damage again, right?
You
Do
don't.
I?
Only once per turn.
I also don't think you apply your proficiency bonus for an offhand attack,
Yes, unless you have the feat.
or your dex bonus or something.
Right,
You don't apply it to
okay.
the damage.
That's what it is.
Yeah. You don't apply your dex bonus to the damage.
I see.
So
But
I think it's just
Clicking the
3.
buttons. Okay, cool.
I see more than 3 though. No. Oh wait. Oh yeah. I see. Total.
Yeah, it's everything.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. So it'd be 3. It would just be the weapon dice. So 3. All right.
All
You
right.
pierce through that one and do 3 damage. Excellent.
Okay. And yeah, I guess I have nothing left, right? Sneak attack is my bonus action, so I can't do anything.
And just a quick thing. I don't like to interrupt too much for the chat, but there's a couple questions. Yes, this is in black and white, everybody. It was in color. We're in black and white right now. All right. Michelle, you do 3 more damage to that new zombie, and we'll go to Laurent.
All right. So once again, keeping one wary eye on the mist behind me, I'll take a step forward, and then I'm going to cast Mind Sliver on this closest zombie to me.
Okay.
So it has to make an intelligence saving throw of 13. Or take a blistering 1 psychic damage.
It
Yeah.
fails. And it takes how many?
Exactly 1 psychic damage.
Sweet.
But it also takes a minus D4 on its next saving throw. It has to make before its next turn.
Gotcha. Okay, a little marker on it for it.
Yeah, and to cast that, you see me take my little straw doll up, and I start mumbling and whispering into it, and then I slide a needle into its head, very voodoo doll style.
Awesome.
That's my Mind Sliver.
Love it. We'll go to Canas.
All right. What's up after me? You know what? I'm gonna have. I'm gonna tell Yune to distract the one that doesn't have the. Actually, you know what? I'll just have Yune distract the one that was just mind slivered. So Yune is buzzing around this zombie right here.
You got it. So buzzes around. I will do your bidding. And she's like, "Why did I say it that way?" No, just kidding.
Still in well, in Yune's head, Yune says it like that.
Yeah, actually, in Yune's head, it's still that voice as well.
Of course.
Yeah, it's still the demonic voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it's changed throughout. Yeah.
So it will be distracting someone for the next
For the next attack.
regular attack, which is not what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do something else. First, I'm going to bonus action Hex.
Ooh.
So I'm going to Hex this creature that is being distracted. And I am going to cast Sacred Flame on it and see if that yields any different results. So it'll do 8 radiant damage, but it has to fail on a DC 14 dexterity save, and it has minus 1d4 for that save.
So I rolled a D100 by accident. I passed
Perfect.
with the D100.
Did it pass with the D100?
And I failed with the other one.
Okay. So,
So
it will take 8 radiant damage.
Sure.
And 1 additional necrotic damage for the hex.
Okay, it does not take all the necrotic. Actually, it's only 1 though, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it does take all of it.
It does. You hear like, excellent shot. That's from Yune.
Thank you.
You've done well, Canas.
You are doing well as well. Keep distracting that thing for the next attack.
We will celebrate later. All right, we go to the creatures. They're going to go all out. They're going to go ham on both of you here. One on Dione and one on Canas. Oh, no, sorry, Canas. Rufus. So for Dione, what's your armor class right now?
15.
Okay, you're going to get hit twice from this creature's claws, and the bite is going to miss.
Ooh.
The bite does the claws do a total of... Let's see here. Should have done this the right way. 3 slashing damage. And the second claw does 7 slashing damage. So you get hit twice out of its 3 attacks.
Ugh. All right then.
For
Down by
Rufus, you get I assume your armor class is a 16 and a 14 hit you without armor, right?
I've got 11 AC
11.
right now.
3 slashing from the first claw, 3 slashing from the second claw, and the bite coming in with a 12. That's going to hit for 2 piercing damage.
So a total of 8, right?
A total of 8, correct. You wish you had your armor right now. That's for sure. What do you normally don?
19.
Oh, you really want it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've got defense as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we go to, let's see, who's next here? That's the end of the creature's turn. We go to top of the order, Rufus.
Rufus.
Well, I'm just going to slash at that creature nearest to me.
Sure,
You'll
you get
have advantage.
Yeah, I was going to say you get advantage.
Well, let's try again. 13 or... Oh, 26.
That's a crit.
That's a
A
crit.
crit.
Look at you. Roll all your damage double, too. Favored weapon, too.
Okay, so I get...
It should calculate it. Just add an extra 2d4 at the end.
And then...
Oh, only 6 with the crit?
And then
Oh,
2d4. I don't think it did it.
Did
think
you
it
click
did.
on the one that was a 26?
I think it did,
No.
Andrew. I see 2 rolls here. 2 and a 4 equals
I got
6.
6. 1d4 plus 4 equals 6. And then I did 2 more for the... And I'll do 1 more.
3. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
that's 4. That's total of 10.
Okay, so 10. Yep, 10. Give me a d20. $14.
Yep.
One arm is severed from the creature. Again, becomes a crawling arm on the floor. Okay, anything else from you? Or are you good?
I'm good.
All right, we go to next in the order is Michelle. Dione, what are you doing?
All right. I'm just gonna try to clean up after Rufus again. And I'm going to attack the body with my rapier. Deja vu. Oh, wow. Okay. A 12? Does that hit?
It does.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so let's give me one of these. Okay, so we have 11 damage on the body.
And that'll do enough to kill it. One
Nice.
remains.
Okay,
got an
what
extra
about
attack?
this?
What a team we are.
That's the
Oh,
body they
this-
were feasting
The
on.
one
yeah.
that they were eating, right? Okay,
Yeah.
got that. Okay, then
Is that thing moving?
No, it's not. No.
twitching. Okay, I will attack with my short sword. Is there a way I can like annotate in D&D Beyond that it's my offhand? Or I guess I could just
There
manually.
probably is,
subtract.
but there's some probably manual thing you need to do in there first. We'll figure it out between now and next session.
Okay, no worries. Then yeah, we'll subtract a
Yeah,
couple.
yeah, that's all we'll do. We'll subtract. Yeah,
Okay.
So-
Then it.
you're gonna
I
hit
feel like
for
that
sure
hits.
with a 19. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. And then we're doing the subtracting. So does that mean it's just like 1 damage here?
So the total damage was 4,
It is.
but you
So it's
subtract.
1.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, so it's 1.
All right. All right, so I give it a good tickle with my short sword.
That you do.
Mhm.
We go to Canas.
Oh wait,
Oh,
no, never
sorry.
mind.
Were
Yeah,
you
I
done?
am
I
done.
thought you had 2 attacks,
Right.
right?
Yes, 2 attacks and the bonus action. I'm done. Okay.
Okay. Laurent
wait.
is first,
Yeah,
and then
Laurent.
Yeah, Laurent, and then our good friend Canas.
I think this time I would also, I'm going to move forward because again, the fog is quite creepy. And I'm going to take a stab at it with my rapier this time. I put my doll away and pull out my rapier because playtime is over.
Ooh. Playtime is over.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does.
And that'll be a 19 for 7 piercing damage.
Just like your cards, the finesse that you use in the precision you use with your cards, you also display that with your rapier, and you get a 7 point of damage. That's going to be enough for a d20 roll, please.
Oh boy. Let's see. That'll be a 10
A
in the
10.
d20.
An arm severed off this one as well.
Nice.
Crawls on the floor, trying to grab at anything it can. We go to, let's see, Canas.
All right.
Rufus, you're on deck after the creatures.
I will have Yune distract once again,
Sure.
and I will blast it with the Eldritch Blast. 19 to hit.
You connect.
6 force damage, and I know this doesn't all go through. 5 necrotic, so that's 2 or 3.
3.
No, 2.
2. Give me a d20 roll.
Oh boy.
Let's see how many other things you give it. No!
18.
You decapitate it.
Sweet.
It
Oh,
falls
yeah.
into
There's
this.
just more than now. We're multiplying
his
them.
head still chilling though?
That's the head. All right. The head falls on the floor again, rolls to the floor right next to Dione's feet, and it's chomping. Let's see. See what we can do here. All right, the creatures go. So the main body is actually blind, but it'll try to hit you, Laurent.
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll do its best to hit you. We're going to go with its 2 claws, because that's all it has left. It no longer has a bite.
Isn't it missing one arm too?
It is, but it doesn't say it loses the attack.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good point, though.
I defer to you. You're the boss.
Yeah, it
Well,
just says...
perhaps the severed arm gets the other claw attack.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It does talk about the severed arm. Never mind. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, the severed arm can crawl 5 feet, so it'll crawl right underneath Yune, and
Nice.
that'll attack you with the second crawl. Or the second
That's
claw.
more than fair, yeah.
21 and a 5.
The 21 hits, the 5 does not.
3 slashing damage from 1 claw.
Oof.
The head is going to chomp at you as well. Not going to hit
Yeah,
you
go
though,
ahead,
with a
sorry.
4 on the dice, so not going to hit you. But it's trying very, very desperately. We go
It's-
to Rufus.
Okay, I'm swinging around to here. And I'm attacking with my fancy dagger again.
What are you attacking, the claw or the body?
The body.
Okay, go for it.
It's 15.
You connect.
In that case, I shall roll for damage. Oh,
That's enough
I
to
get
kill
an
it,
eight.
Andrew. 8 is enough to kill it. You
Plus
don't
the
kill Yune, like I just deleted Yune.
He's just gone. Yune's invisible. It's okay.
Yes, Yune went invisible. I'm still here. I'm watching you. All right, so that's going to be the end of the combat here. I will turn us back out of our Roll20 for a moment and get us back on our main screen. As the din of combat fades and the creature's lifeless bodies now stay lifeless on the floor, you regroup. You look to each other. You see a body up ahead. What do you do?
I run to the body.
I approach more cautiously behind Rufus. I slowly follow.
Gotcha.
I will not be left without the torchlight. I will also follow Rufus with the torch.
Yes, 30 feet also with the whatchamacallit? The mist. Excuse me. 30 feet with the mist. Yeah. All right. So everybody, describe some of the emotions right now that are going through your minds. What's happening as you finish this combat and start walking together as a group towards the remaining body?
I feel great. That was easy.
I feel kind of scared and perturbed, but also excited that finally I'm on a path for some glory. But this is destiny.
What about you, Dione?
I still have my slight reservations, but I have a newfound respect for these people who I initially distrusted immensely. And I feel perhaps even a slight glimmer of hope that I may be able to potentially fulfill my own personal goals with the help of these people.
Hmm.
Perhaps we can work together.
And finally, you, Laurent.
I thought I was going to help maybe free a princess or something, because that's what the letter made it sound like, and this is not exactly what I signed up for. Especially the miss part, but it's nice to know I'm with competent people.
Yeah, just
Well-
look at my hand where the blasts kept coming out of, and I just have a wry smile.
Well, the road here, again, is the same as I described it before. It's this bleak, desolate road. You see the body strewn about over this log. You can see the intestines all outside of its body. It's clutching a pack. What do you do, Rufus? You're the first to get there.
I look at the face of the person. What do they look like?
It looks like like I said, a probably dark features, a commoner in terms of dress and clothing, very mostly browns and tans. The face in a contorted, horrified look on its face permanently.
I close the eyes,
Hmm.
and then I'll look in the pack.
You look in the pack, and you can see this person's carrying some sort of letter. I'll show it to you
Hello?
right now.
Right.
Mm.
Would you like to read it?
Yeah. It's a little small.
Oh, I can read it because it's actually
Oh.
Yeah. Let me read it for you because I don't want you to. I have the GM notes. I forgot. It says, "Hail thee of might and valor. I, the burgomaster of Barovia, send you honor with despair. My adopted daughter, the fair Irina Kolyana, has been these past nights bitten by a vampire. For over 100 years, this creature has drained the lifeblood of my people. Now my dear Irina languishes and dies from an unholy wound caused by this vile beast. He has become too powerful to conquer. So I say to you, give us up for dead and encircle this land with the symbols of good. Let holy men call upon their power that the devil may be contained within these walls of weeping Barovia. Leave our sorrows to our graves and save the world from the evil fate of ours. There is much wealth entrapped in this community. Return for your reward after we are all departed for a better life. Kolyan Indirovich, Burgomaster." You look up to the rest of your group. Laurent, perhaps more perturbed than by the others, by this letter. It's similar to yours, but different. A much different message. One of fear. And as the rest of you look at each other, confused, perplexed, the mist encircles, coming closer, ever closer. And we will see you next week on Tabletop Bob as we continue with episode 2 of Curse of Strahd. Thank you very much, everybody. What'd you think? Into the mists, so to speak.
Into the mist, into
Oh,
the
God.
woods, and into the mist.
Oh God!
Yeah.
This is going to be good.
Oh, look, we're in color again. Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh!
Whoa! Oh my God, we're back in Daggerford.
Don't tell YouTube.
Everybody, this has been a great introduction here. This is going to continue next week on Tuesday, the 21st. It'll be the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I'm just excited. Please check the description below for all the links to things I talked about. I saw somebody ask about our house rules document. That's also in there as well. It should be in there. If it's not, I'll make sure it is, but I'm pretty sure I put everything in the description, everything I can remember. And really, thank you again for tuning in and watching. I had a blast running this for you. This is just scratching the surface of this incredible adventure. But we'll see you soon. We'll see you all on the tabletop. Have a great night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 See you.